negative. You know,
So you can waste a year's worth of leave.
yeah. See, wow, they are really trusting that you're going to be around to make up that year because here's the thing: every command I was at, 5 days. If you were taking leave that brought you below the 5 day mark, you had to walk through with the chit requesting the leave to explain why should we let you go below that number.
I don't fucking get it.
What, having a minimum balance, or why they would let you go that low?
Why they let you go that far?
Well, there's an interesting thing. So say you take it and you go all the way in down to a negative 30 days leave. And then you get kicked out because you did something stupid. You know what that means?
You owe the Navy 1 month of pay?
Yes.
Mm.
You owe them those days.
Pay anyway, it's like $100.
Actually, the cost of a day of leave, take a look at your LES and then break it up by 30. Every day you go negative, that's how much you would owe. The before tax amount. So your base pay and all your allowances. Because when you take leave, you still get everything that is part of your regular pay. With the exception of anything on top of what you would get if you were married with dependents and deployed. So you don't get the family SEP and things like that. They don't count. We're talking BAH, BAS, base pay, and then any specialty pay that you get for...
All hail
yeah.
Hypnotoad.
So...
All hail Hypnotoad.
So yeah, if you have a negative balance of leave when they kick you out, that's how you figure out how much they're going to charge you monetarily. The hell was that? No, Burns, that exacerbated sparkler thing.
He was underneath an archway, spinning stuff around.
Okay, then.
So does the tattoo addiction ever go away?
No.
So...
You started, you're fucked. The only way it goes away is when you run out of money.
And then you still find a way to get more.
Now, I'm not going to say how you could do that, but...
Suck some dick?
And we know you already do that, so that's not a stretch.
Yeah, I suck my girlfriend's dick every day.
Yes, your girlfriend,
my girlfriend
John.
wears the pants in the relationship, believe me.
Well, you know, you didn't have to confirm that if you didn't want to.
We're not on air, so I'm not really worried.
What?
Bet that?
Oh, son of a bitch.
You do remember before we went on air, I said you had about 3 minutes, right?
Damn it.
That was about 5-6 minutes ago when that 3 minutes was up.
That is what it is.
Yeah, just like people who fall for obviously clickbait titles. Hey, Nikki, how you doing?
I'm alright. And I did not fall for it, bitch.
What the fuck was that, Burns?
There we go.
Hey, Cal.
Hey, apparently I was going through virtual desktop for my microphone. Okay. Birds. What is that? Yeah.
No, that one we've played before. We've been fine. It was that last one that I caught just the last couple seconds of.
The lasers and the female.
All hail Hypnotoad.
Okay. If people
are willing to actually start trying to understand Swedish, we could be watching Cops next week.
Fuck it.
Uh,
I'm gonna be
No.
sequestered on the ship next week, so fuck it, right?
yeah, but what kind of signal are you gonna have?
I'm just gonna be topside.
Well, wait a minute. Why would we need to know Swedish if you're playing Cops? What do you have in mind, Leon?
Oh no.
You do know that Cops is a Swedish movie, right?
Oh.
There's
The
a
movie
Swedish
that's
movie
se-
named Cops.
Yes.
Oh. There's a TV
KOTPS.
show over here that goes by the same name. So
I know.
you were probably thinking of that.
But you see the thing that Burns is showing now?
Yep.
That's from Cops.
Oh.
Okay then.
Well then.
Yes, we're watching that.
You gotta have your cock block.
Yo.
Oh my fucking god. No.
So
I'm nah.
So I unironically want to get a CZ as my concealed carry whenever I get back to the United States. Probably a PO7 or a PO9 as my concealed carry, and I am going to appendix carry it. And I am going to fit it out with the decocking lever it comes with, so I don't decock myself.
And why?
So I don't decock myself.
That doesn't sound like a problem you would
he
have.
Because it comes with a decocking lever.
So
You can replace your safety with a decocking lever, so it's double action pistol.
So he doesn't decock his cock.
Yeah, exactly.
The question is, why would you
It's
put it in
still
the
a
front?
Appendix carry is the most reliable, concealable, and easiest way to draw your weapon out of any carry you can do.
Now is it gonna be same side draw or cross draw?
Same side.
Okay.
But why is he said?
Oh,
For a concealed carry, appendix carry is the ultimate carry. Changed my mind.
That
That
wasn't the
question.
question. The question is why the CZ?
Oh, because it is a really reliable pistol with a decocking lever. I am not carrying an M9
Why not carry a Colt?
because Colts are garbage.
Really? The 45
Absolute.
garbage?
Colt 45s are terrible, unless it comes to 2 zigzags.
hey, you know what? You know what? He just needs to get the Beretta and get the continuous Beretta bite. It'll be fine.
But why not in that case get a Sig Sauer?
Because I own a shit ton of SIGs and I want a different brand for what I carry.
Heckler and Koch?
I've never owned an H&K, so maybe.
A
But I
Beretta
also have
92
got a
FS
CZ.
with a decocking lever?
Maybe. But I have shot a CZPO7 with the decocking lever, and I really liked how that shot, so that's what I'm basing it off of. I choose guns based off of how I like them, how I like they shoot. What? How I like that they shoot.
Was that a customized one or was it just stock?
It was from the factory.
Yeah, I'd say be somewhat slightly careful. Because, well, as or like the Sig Sauer, ZZ has had issues with rust, etc., and not always being completely reliable due
The
to
only
things like
guns
that.
I do not clean after shooting or bi-yearly is my or biannually is my shotgun. My shotgun never gets cleaned, but every other gun gets cleaned after I shoot it.
Yeah, I'm talking about you're going to wear this inside your waistband.
Yeah.
And you have sweat, you have lint, you have other kinds of debris I don't really want to get into. You have a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
You'll need to clean that thing regularly.
Biannually should be good enough.
No, I'd go with monthly.
Before I touch any gun, I always make sure it's clean before I shoot it, before I intend to use it, right?
But if it's a
But when-
concealed carry, then, or even an open carry, you're going to want to make sure it's in that order every day.
Exactly. That's why you check it every morning.
Which means you're probably going to be cleaning it weekly, not even monthly.
Yeah.
That's
I was
fair.
figuring monthly to like keep it somewhat reasonable without spending too much money on cleaning supplies.
Shit. I enjoy
Yeah.
cleaning guns, so it's no big deal.
Now, because with this, I'd say go for guns that have a reputation of actually being good when it comes to rust, etc., etc. As far as I remember, one of those being the what is it, Beretta PX4 Storm or whatever the fuck it's called, and that one has a decocker.
All right, so ML2 heard every bit of what I said.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
All right, you know what that means. Time to drink some more. Time to drink some more, boys.
You're someone that
I
about to
think-
have an
Tasty,
alcohol
this-
problem.
Tasty, this will be you eventually.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes. So what we'll be hearing after each gun is order placed, we'll be hearing.
Doesn't arrive till Tuesday.
Now, here's my question. I see the clock pointed at his cock above, but what's the tan one?
Yeah, because
A
he
Glock.
was surprisingly
That's another
large.
Glock.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
just
Glock.
that was just skin tone.
So he has multiple Glocks pointed at his cock.
No, the skin
the-
tone one, so it blends in.
Jared, that's the decocker.
The skin
All right,
tone one is
so-
one that's actually a part of his body.
I am not a fan of Glocks. I would never own a Glock.
Jared, that's the decocker.
There's
But you
Tasty.
see where
There's
the
Tasty.
middle left gun is the appendix carry, by the way. That's where you'd appendix carry. Wait, no, the right one. I'm drunk. I'm sorry.
Are you
But
sure,
it also
really,
should
that
be
you
the
want the
other way if you're
CC?
gonna appendix carry. It should always be facing outwards.
You're sure that you get the CC? As
Yeah.
in concealed carry?
Oh, there. we-
PO7s are pretty reliable.
I mean more, I think you might want an alcohol lock on it.
Oh, what?
Alcohol lock.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Given
don't
your
drink.
drinking habits right now, yes, you'll definitely need that.
Oh no,
I
here we go.
don't touch guns when I'm drunk. Don't worry. Absolutely not.
We
Yeah,
still
but
put it in
nah.
jeopardy.
Fortnite.
I have never touched a gun while under the influence of alcohol. Don't worry.
Keep it
How
that
many
way.
opportunities have you had, though?
Way too
I
many.
mean, my safe is in my room.
Like I said, way too many.
Yes, but have I ever touched a weapon while
There you go.
drinking? No.
It only
Because-
takes once for you to get in trouble.
Exactly. And I never get to the point where I am not in control while drinking. Other than that one time at A school. I drank too much.
And that one time when you were on the show.
No, that's the time I'm talking about.
See, I mean, we have one recorded time in public on the
Yep.
internet where you
Yes.
lost control.
I still had control, but it was just I was fucked. I would not have been
Yeah,
able to even.
like when the alarm went off.
Oh, we don't
Just,
talk about that. No,
hmm.
but I've toned down my drinking quite a bit.
That's good.
Oh,
Yeah,
there.
that's-
Here's your side
it's a-
holster.
It can be good for you,
Oh my god.
yes, at times, but not all the fucking time.
What is that
I'm not
tiny
drunk
ass
all the
thing in
time.
the
I
corner?
haven't drank in like a month.
Derringer.
Hey
I
guys,
have
I'm gonna go
not
and go.
drank in about a month
Nick.
like I am right
All right,
now.
Nikki.
Later,
I'll catch you
Nikki.
later.
See you,
I,
Nikki.
I will be streaming later, so.
But that right there is a Derringer.
Who the fuck carries a Derringer? Those are like the most. Aren't those the weapons that have blown? Aren't those the guns that'll blow your fucking hands off if you load them incorrectly?
Not really. Usually there's a low caliber that doesn't really matter.
Okay, so it'll put a hole through your hand but not blow it off. I see what you mean.
Well, there you go.
Low caliber means low recoil, usually.
And low power. as in
Oh
we're
my
talking-
fucking god! He's still gonna shoot his eye out. He doesn't have a solid cheek weld. Only this time, his eye is gonna be completely gone
It's
And
true.
half of
because
his
he's
brain-
gonna have it accidentally switch to full auto.
No, here's Tasty on the job.
Things.
Oh my god, no. Just
I have a bad
imagine.
feeling about this.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a video.
Uh-oh.
which I don't know if we can actually play it without copyright, but I recommend people watch it on their own here.
All right. Tonight. Bria, I'm not allowed to drink anymore. That's my best friend's wife, so she got me. She got my back.
If you know how, yeah, that's true. That needs to be everybody.
What?
If you don't, if you know how many guns you have, you don't have enough.
Exactly.
This looks like it's at a church.
I know how many I have, and I am not saying that number on air. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be Tasty eventually.
It's a number between 7 and 9.
it's a number between 7 and 37.
Somewhere in there. Okay.
Yes.
I can't remember who.
I have probably a couple fewer than the lower end of that range. I'm also not saying what I have, but however, I do not have them here with me. Because I can't keep them in my room.
I
No, that's
can't remember who it was, but someone made the. They made the case essentially for: do you need more guns or do you need more magazines?
Yes.
More guns. The answer is always more guns. Magazines don't really matter because a lot of magazines are interchangeable and will work with other guns. Therefore, every time you buy a gun, you get a magazine. Therefore, the answer is always more guns.
But if I have, say, I have a Walter, I have a Colt, I have a Glock, and I have a Beretta.
Do you actually?
For the sake of the argument, yeah.
All right. Yes.
That
None
is
of the
that.
magazines are interchangeable, I think.
No,
Yes. I
I
get
depend on
that.
where I am.
But
Say again?
I got that point. But a lot of magazines, if you buy from one or two companies, you will usually, if they're the same caliber, they will generally be compatible with each other.
If you buy from the same companies,
There's the catch.
Yeah.
and it's also one of those things, if you buy from the same company, but it's not the same model, that's one issue. Or if you have something where, okay, it's the same model from two different companies, these two don't match together.
If it's a 1911, the magazine will always match. I learned that one.
I like this.
Possibly. Since
Wait, wait, wait,
1911s,
wait,
they
wait,
just
wait,
have
wait.
one model.
Wait. Let me see this. I'm so... 47.
Because journalists
Yep.
don't know how to do their jobs anymore.
Even a nail gun, yeah?
Automatic weapons.
Even a nail gun is an AK-47.
All of my weapons are fully semi-automatic except for my 98K.
I only have like single shot weapons that are actually mine. Most of them are black powder.
Wait, you have black powder?
Uh-huh.
Can I come shoot with you sometime?
If I get the ammunition for it, yes.
I will make
Technically,
it for
all
you.
powder is black powder.
I can actually.
Yes, but
make
these
it
are
for you.
like actual muskets that
Yes.
I have.
What caliber? 50? Are they 50?
I don't know.
If you can figure that out, I can actually. I might be able to. I might have the cast for the ball ammo for you.
Think we got enough scopes here?
Cast.
Yeah.
The mold.
Because
You
you
make
have
my
shit
own
that,
ammo, and I used to own a 50 caliber musket, rifled
Oh.
musket, and yeah. So I might have a 50 caliber cast for you. If you
I
Mondays.
could probably actually use that.
That sucks.
depending on the caliber of my rifle, my small handful of pistols. It's a really low single digit number. My 6-shooter, which is a first generation revolver. And that's it for my black powders. My only other weapon is a 22 training rifle.
What the
You really
hell?
want to make. Yep. It's Taurus Judge. No, but with that, you'll really want to measure and make sure that they actually do fit in the rifle, though.
Yes.
Because
I
that
had
can
a
be
smaller ball
interesting
musket.
otherwise.
I had
Yeah.
a smaller. My musket was smaller bore than normal. Usually it's .69 though, so you might want to figure that out. Get a couple of casts for yourself and just figure it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely get with my father when we get the chance, and we'll figure that shit out.
Because with muskets especially, I recommend you make your own ammo for it because you can't really just buy musket balls. I mean, you probably could, but it's just simpler to buy bars of lead, melt them down, and make them into musket balls.
Would it be viable to make the balls out of aluminum since it's a slightly stronger
No.
material? Or
No, you really want it to be soft.
Yeah.
You want it. You do. Lead, because whenever it impacts, you don't want the force to spread farther. If you're doing like range shooting, you don't want the force to go outward. You always want to use lead because it'll compress itself and fall on the target. Or if it's a soft body target, it will go straight through.
Also, you won't fuck up your barrel.
Yeah, that's.
There you go.
hunting aliens, I see.
Yeah.
I'd say the flashlights on that one costs more than the actual gun itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that there's at least one of them with a taser function.
My favorite gun that I own is my. Actually, it is my most expensive gun to shoot. It is my 5.7.
That's guitars.
Okay, Leon, I'm looking at that little video that you posted of that lighter. That is fucking nifty.
Meanwhile, in Texas, you
Yeah.
have an armored car
Pulling into a gas station.
to buy diesel because that's the only thing that runs on. There is no converting it to a lighter fuel because it is just that heavy.
There you go.
Oh my god.
More barrels means more DACA, and you always need more DACA.
More DACA, yes, more DACA. No, here you go. This is correct.
Yes. The Beretta dispenser.
Well, they did that in what Family Guy episode? Was it he purchased a bottle of alcohol and got a free pistol with purchase?
Oh my fucking god. The suicide machine.
There you go. Nice jigsaw puzzle.
Yes.
Man. Oh
The
my god.
perfect jigsaw puzzle.
Did I tell you guys that's a chunk of aluminum? If you buy a chunk of aluminum from, like, not even, 80%lowers.com. If you're a gun guy, you may or may not know about this website. You can buy a 0% lower, which is literally a block of aluminum. But if you buy it in the state of California, you must register it as a firearm.
A block of aluminum is a firearm in the state of California. Of course, because they're literal retards.
No, because it's being marketed as a lower, because it's being marketed as part of a firearm.
Oh, lower receiver. Okay.
Yep. But it's literally a block of aluminum that if you do not have the skill to, you cannot make it into an actual firearm because there is no easy instructions on how to mill it. You have to mill it from scratch, which a lot of people don't have that expertise.
And yet they still need a firearms license to have a block of aluminum.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, this is why California needs to be subjugated.
Or just separated.
I need to show you one thing, though. Just
give them to China. They'll be happier that way.
Because on that topic, let me see if there's supposed to be two pictures there, I think. Yes, there's the other one. on that topic of 80% lows, etc., 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 you then also have the people who, even with an 80% lower, happen to be
Less than intelligent.
mm,
Oh wow.
The fuck did they?
Oh, that does not look good.
Oh no, I know exactly.
this is the good one.
Good?
That guy jammed his mill. That guy totally jammed his mill. 100%.
Oh.
I hate that.
No.
Leon, please change. Or yeah, please. Yes, that is better. That guy looks like he didn't get the right speeds, but that guy looks like he completely jammed his fucking mill into the machine.
This wasn't done in a mill. This was done in a drill.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
Oh.
trying to do it
Yeah.
by hand.
Just melt it down entirely. Just turn it into just turn it back into an ingot and sell it. You're not allowed to do that.
But you can't do it with a drill.
Why
If you
wouldn't
know what you
it on
do,
a
and if you
horizontal
do it with a
mill?
reamer. But if you don't, just maybe no.
As a person that owns a mill, that hurts me deeply.
I've been saying for a while, Darwin needs to be allowed to let his award show keep going.
I'm gonna walk back to the ship now. I'm gonna
You have fun with
Have
it.
fun.
I'm gonna drunkenly walk to the train station. I will.
But it's still funny to me though when you see the stuff with, oh yeah, but it's guns, they're dangerous. I know we can't have that because it's dangerous.
It's the
No,
fucking
that-
people that are
If you're saying
dangerous.
that guns are dangerous, then you're saying that you're dangerous for being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but you have all that kind of stuff, and you see so many people talking about it. Just yeah, the guns themselves are dangerous,
The weapons
and then
that are
they want to
dangerous.
ban guns.
It's
Oh, but
the
they want-
people that are dangerous, not the
Yeah,
weapons.
but they want to ban guns. And here's the thing: if I wanted to make a gun, I could make a gun in a few hours if I didn't really have the proper tools. That isn't an issue. If you have someone who really wants to do it, they will find a way to do it.
Look at the British Firearm Museum and all the like fucking bootleg guns people have made.
Say that again?
Look at the like British Firearms Museum. They have like the biggest firearms museum in the world. And half of them, they have a big selection of like bootleg firearms of like people like making them and out of like pipes and shit. It's really
Yep.
scary what people with the know-how can do.
Look at the Sten machine guns from fucking, was it World War II?
Mhm.
It's a tube, a barrel, and a piece of metal with a pin on it.
And the hardest thing to make out of all of that is the barrel. And it's not even that hard. You don't need a rifled barrel.
Now it's still something where
It's kind of loud.
if you have people who want to do shit though, they will do it. No matter what you try to do to stop it, they'll still do it. Why not deal with the people problem instead of, oh yeah, it's the guns doing it?
Oh yeah.
Because in my entire life, it's been very rare that a gun has done something on its own with no interaction at all. And essentially every time...
You gotta tickle the firearms special spot in order for it to go off.
I heard half of that.
All right, so I might, excuse me, I might just randomly disconnect because my phone's at like 2%. And I'm walking back to the ship.
Yeah, right
Thank
now
God.
it's more...
Go ahead and save power for like emergency contacts. We'll see you later.
All right.
So, what he was trying to say is that you have to give the firearm the special pickle tickle for it to go off, usually.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
Except in some cases, like we have, for example, a car waiting in a vehicle, and it's really fucking hot.
All right.
Oh, a cook-off, yeah.
Because that,
I was just talking about this with my friend. The most dangerous weapon in the world is not a firearm. You guys know exactly what it is. Every single person here owns one. At least should own one.
It's a car.
Yeah.
that isn't even the most dangerous weapon.
Oh
Though.
my god, fucking lowriders.
You are in San Diego.
No, even at that,
Classic cars.
that isn't the most dangerous weapon. The most dangerous weapon is an idiot. Because an idiot can take anything, the most benign fucking object, and turn it into a weapon.
Which goes into the intent of the user.
Yeah, that's something where you can try to keep people away from weapons, etc., etc. But at some point, you're going to start having to realize.
Return to quiet. Alright, so I need to pay my fucking train pass real quick. Alright, so. Yeah. Cars are more dangerous than weapons. Cars kill more people on average. There are more mass murders done with cars. It is what it is.
To us, is he?
I don't think he really heard us.
Yeah, no, I was in a loud area. I'm sorry.
No, but with that,
Didn't you say your phone was on
Cars
2%
aren't-
echoes?
Yeah, it is.
Then go ahead and disconnect. Save your battery.
I'll be fine. I'm like 5 minutes from the ship.
Still.
he says now.
Yep.
Okay. You were saying, Leon?
No, but with this whole thing, no matter cars, no matter whatever, if you have someone who has the inclination to hurt someone else, even if they can't find anything to do it with otherwise, they'll just go and beat them up. I mean, you can just remove someone's hands, but it isn't really advised. Now, it's something where you can't legislate away stupid, even though they've tried to do it plenty of fucking times. It's something that you're going to have to actually do that in such a way where you take it from the beginning, and you take it in such a way where all the people who would have that kind of inclination get to know better from the start. If they have issues with, say, for example, aggressive behavior, etc., then you have to go at it and try to teach them to cope with it. You can't do this in such a way where you try to take everything and say, oh, you people over here who don't do anything, you can't have these things. You can't have penknives. You can't have firearms. You can't have cars. You can't have whatever the shit. Because some idiot might misuse it.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Oh, Reds is here. I didn't even realize that.
Hey, Red.
It happens.
I may sound like I'm inside of a tin can's asshole because I'm traveling, but hi, people. I want to go ahead and say, once again for the record, I am not military. I have not ever been military. I don't claim to be military. Thanks for inviting me anyway.
Yeah, I figured since we were talking about your favorite pickle tickle, you'd want in.
Quite frankly, the only reason I want in is because you bunch of rejects are pretty fun to talk to and hang out with. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You said you're traveling, so you're not driving.
I am not. No, I'm not driving. I'm in a. Okay, so you know those scenes in movies where you're walking down a dark alley and there's a whole bunch of hookers and homeless people and dead guys on the side of the road. That's the kind of city I'm in right now.
Oh,
you're in Atlantic City?
Could
No,
you be more specific?
no, he's in Detroit.
He's in Detroit.
Detroit. Well, I guess it might as well be Detroit. Have you ever heard of a place called Gary, Indiana?
Absolutely,
No.
yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I want to see what it's like over here in Gary, Indiana. It took a few hours of driving to get here, and oh my God, I am glad I came. There is so many things to look at and
So many
note
things to
down
not
mentally.
do.
You poor bastard.
Wait a minute. You intentionally visited Gary, Indiana?
And I mean,
It
I was
took a wrong
curious.
turn at Albuquerque.
So yes, you intentionally visited Gary, Indiana.
It's like I was wondering what has come of this city that I've heard so many nice things about, and oh my God.
You can understand if you made a wrong turn or something.
I mean, it was something. There's I don't know how, but there's apparently like restaurants in here. So I was asking for directions to get to one, and the guy looked at me sideways and go, "Boy, you're in a fucked up part of town." And I'm like, yeah, that's. I guess that's true.
The fact that he admitted it so readily to you instead of messing with you, be thankful.
Sometimes being honest is messing with people.
Hey, Red, I am sorry for the loss.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, still trying to get over that, and some of y'all bitches made that shit very much easier to tolerate. So I do thank you guys for it.
Why did you choose to visit Gary, Indiana, though? I've never heard of anybody willingly go there.
I heard that the water was very tasty.
No.
I heard the water was tasty, and I wanted to see what is up with this nice Christian community. Fuck.
Yeah, that's about right.
Like listen. Right now, I'm currently traveling with a bunch of people that you don't know. But we actually had a dare, and it was like, I dare you to just walk to the convenience store, grab some Oreo cookies, and walk back. And no one wants to do it.
Hey, Red, that sounds like a perfect thing for you to do.
I mean, my face will kill anybody instantly, so I guess I'm safe. But holy shit!
Why? Is it because you're ugly as shit?
Oh, dude, my face is the reason crib death is a thing.
What? What the fuck is that?
Oh, you never heard of crib death? Hang on, no. We're all gonna learn something today, and that's called a reaction. So what I need you to do is I need you to open up an incognito tab.
Oh
Oh,
and
this is off to a great start.
I need you to look up crib death, and we're just going to listen to your reaction.
All right, somebody put it on here for me because
No.
my phone's on 3%. Oh shit! Right, we're on air. Never mind.
Yes.
I forgot.
You need to stop drinking.
Oh,
Stop drinking or learn how
that's
to
what
drink.
that is.
It's
Oh, yeah, it finally hit you.
I'm closing that window now.
Yeah, you finally figured it out. Yeah, so that's what my face is the cause of. So there you go.
Oh no.
I
I
have
think-
children.
That's not right.
We need to coin a new term though.
Waiting for the
Subpoena. SBNA. Sudden postnatal abortion.
Oh no.
That is certainly a way to get it. But actually, you know what? ML2 has an interesting topic there in chat.
Uh-oh.
ML2 is having an argument with someone about the ethics of drone strikes. My opponent thinks soldiers going in on foot has fewer civilian casualties. Anyone have thoughts on this?
I do.
Is he arguing with Solar on this?
Hang on. I'm going to start with just pointing out this.
War crimes.
Hang on. Yes, war crimes are a thing, but hang on. Let me illuminate the situation that some of the warfighters have to deal with. The AH-64 Apache Longbow helicopter that is used by the U.S. Army, it has been in service since the 1980s, if not the late 70s. So we're looking at a 40, almost 50-year lifespan of this platform. It just got an update to its optics within the last 3 years to go from a black and white image camera to a color.
Oh,
High res. High res.
Day, Kalu Calais.
I actually just saw a video about this. It's a high-res camera so that you can actually identify individual. It is so high definition that you can actually identify people instead of just like blobs.
Yes.
Lots of color. You can actually identify faces and shit. It's crazy.
Yes, they are just now going to that level of optics for that platform. Well, within the last couple years. So you are only as good as your training and your tools at hand. There are going to be mistakes made, whether it's boots on the ground or remote operated vehicles or even aircraft in the area. Because if you have shit information from your sensors and you still have to make a decision, when rounds are flying in both directions, mistakes are made. That's
Yes.
There was a story that I was watching where a mistaken identity led to the loss of a civilian aircraft that was flying out of, I guess, Iran Air or something or another.
Are you talking about from late 80s, early 90s?
Yes, correct. And here's the thing. I believe that the people that were on that ship that fired at them did nothing wrong because they were given some shit information. And also, they did everything in their power to like, hey, listen, if you don't turn around, we're going to kind of have to, take action that might not, end up very well for you. And so basically the point is this. Regardless of the platform that you use, mistakes are going to happen. It happens all the time. Does it suck? Absolutely. I believe war should just stop. But since that ain't going to fucking happen, do the best with what you can. And I think the drones can do a better job. Just honestly, they can.
Bit of correction on, I believe it was the Vincennes incident there that you're talking about, Reds. There was actually one person on the ship who did make a mistake.
All right, my phone's at 1% now. I'll see you guys in like 30 minutes.
See you, Tasty.
Take care.
The actual OS, the operation specialist who was operating the radar screen, the reason why they were getting the bad IFF information from that commercial aircraft is because he left his cursor over the Tehran airport, which is where the F-14 was on the tarmac, which is why he was getting the F-14's IFF, but tracking the civilian aircraft. So there was someone who did make a mistake, but it was a mistake that was allowed to be made by the equipment he was used. So you have a little bit of a training failure. You have communication breakdowns. You have it. There are multiple issues there, but there were multiple points where that one could have been avoided.
No. Let me be clear. I don't want to claim like I'm an expert in the story because I'm fucking not. The point is that mistakes are going to be made no matter the technology. However, if you can stack the deck in your favor, then that's what I would prefer to have, a stacked deck in my favor. And I think drones deliver to you, at the very least, a stacked deck.
To a degree, yes.
But I do believe boots on the ground are important. Every piece of the military puzzle is important in some way, shape, or form. My ship, even though it hasn't had action since it was fucking built, has an important piece in the puzzle, even though it's about to be decommissioned, even though its mission is kind of already over and it's been taken over by other ships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our job
I think he just lost battery, so he'll drop. So
that's what that was.
I know
that's why I told him to disconnect.
Yeah,
I told
earlier. Yeah. So
it's like, listen, I want to be able My eyes, for example, are shit. You put the best heads-up display in front of me. I mean, I'm already compromising that really, really awesome bit of technology. Now, you put me in front of a computer screen in the controls of a drone that's over 3,000 miles away, and I can zoom in on that shit to the point where I can see the fact that the fucker didn't even shave that morning. I think I can have a better chance of being able to positively identify this piece of shit as either a soldier that's fighting against us or as a civilian that just decided to roll out of bed.
Yeah, and that's where part of it is not losing the human element, because a computer algorithm going full AI is going to have problems because there are decisions and contexts that the human mind and human eye can differentiate that an algorithm can't. And you're still going to be suspect to bad intel, because not every strike, not every platform that we have does give you that detail to where you can see that, oh, you missed this spot when shaving this morning, asshole. Oftentimes it's vehicle size due to limitations of the tools that you are using. But I agree before, and what Tasty was getting at is you need the entire puzzle. Getting rid of one in lieu of the other is a recipe for disaster, because you're going to exacerbate the shortcomings of that preferred platform, be it a warfighter on the ground or technology in the sky. You need to have the mix of the two, and you need to have good, solid communications between all aspects of the battlefield management in order to keep the proper information rolling. You also need to not have assholes in charge who, even though the numbers are in their favor, they seem to think, oh, it's cheaper to replace this grunt than it is to replace this tank, so here's a grappling hook. Go throw the hook at that. Let's see if it's a explosive device or not.
Yeah.
No. That's where I would choose, and quite frankly, it's also a good safety feature to have drones doing the work where drones can actually do the work. Now, I don't know if you guys, well, of course you guys remember this because it was all over the fucking news. The Jordanian pilot that was shot down, and how the dude was literally burned alive in front of cameras for propaganda. Imagine that's whatever mission he was flying. Imagine that mission was flown with a drone. That bullshit would have never happened. And if you do have to go on the offensive, I would recommend choosing an offensive tactic that does not put my own men at risk. That's just my opinion on it.
That was back in...
Yeah. But if we remove the human element altogether and just automate our drones, and the world will eventually fall a la Skynet.
These drones aren't automated. I mean, they're just remote pilots.
Yeah.
No. I meant have the human element involved, but have the human element involved at a distance, at a safe distance.
Yeah. That's what all the drones are. They're human element at a safe distance. You know, the guy's over in a hangar in Colorado flying the drone out to Afghanistan.
You chuckle, and some people don't get it, but it is that far off at times. But no, some of the progression that's in development is looking more into AI. The movie Stealth was not a new concept, and not anything that hasn't been explored or is not being explored, because it is quicker to build and refield a drone than it is to replace a body through the training pipeline.
Drone's cheaper than a pilot.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to know what really got me was I was at a MacDill Air Force Base. It was an air show, and I remember being on the tarmac, and they were showing off like true U.S. military power. I got to tell you, it was great. We were standing there, and you couldn't even hear it, but from right behind us, here comes an F-22 Raptor hauling ass. Boom, bitch! And I was like, I shat my pants. But then, what really got me was at the very end of the show. The announcer was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, throughout the entire 2-hour show, you all have been watched, and I bet none of you noticed." And he pointed up at the sky, and he said that there's a drone there, and no matter how hard we looked, we couldn't find it. That was an eye opener right there. Because yes, F-22 Raptors breaking the sound barrier right in front of you was all cool and shit, but that freaked me out. I was like, we have this capability. Motherfuckers do not know just how much of an eye opener that was. And then it was like, and now we're gonna fly this down for you so you can actually see it. And here's the thing: even though I could actually see it, the shit was silent.
Yeah, it was just sitting there the entire time. Like,
it was sitting there the entire time.
We can do this now?
I'm trying.
It was sitting there the entire time. You couldn't hear it. You couldn't see it. You had no idea it was there, but it was there the entire fucking time. And I was like, holy shit.
It was about the size of one of those GoPro drones, those quadcopters.
But it was eye-opening. It was eye-opening. It was like, so we have this. Not only do I believe it is more effective, but I also think that what's going to increase conflict and tensions, especially on the ground, an F-22 kicking ass and taking names and not being very subtle about it, or one that's not going to make everyone lose their fucking shit the very moment it's in the sky, so you can actually have a chance to positively identify people when they're standing still.
It's that element of surprise with the smaller and silent drones.
Yes, the element of surprise definitely, I think, is a good thing. I think it will save lives, especially on our side. And if the enemy decides to get a little frisky, I now know why. ISIS gave a interview, and they were like, "United States, put down your drones, fight fairly," and we're like, no.
Sorry, we don't fight
Fucking
fair.
cowards want us to lower our own capabilities so they can have what they think is a fair chance.
Yeah, we're like,
losers.
no. Fuck you. We're only. You guys are trying to get a shot on one of those drones. We got a satellite in outer fucking space that's laser guiding the shit the drone fires right to your doorstep. Like I heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently the rumor is you can put a basketball on the roof of one of their compounds. A satellite from space will be able to locate that basketball and aim a missile fired from a different craft right to it. And it will hit the basketball before it hits the roof.
Oh. That's actually scary.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah. I can't talk about that stuff.
Okay, Jay.
Jay Brown, is there something you would like to share with the class?
Still waiting on other information that we were talking about before.
I see. Approval from the higher ups, I guess.
Yeah.
That's always a fair point.
I'm waiting for my goblin overlord. She hasn't approved yet. Sorry.
I remember, like, and these things are not small. They're fucking huge. And I see people like signing "This is for making me miss Game of Thrones" written on the side of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, very passive aggressive. I guess I can understand that.
We used to name our tomahawks after Greek gods.
There you go. This is the comparison of us versus them.
Oh shit. And it's a Dodge Charger. How do you want to do this? Run them the fuck over.
Exactly.
And the winged hussars arrived.
There's only one rule in warfare: whoever doesn't die wins.
Pretty much, and the thing is that we actually using drones should be seen as a good thing, in my opinion, mainly because it doesn't put our man at risk, and a guy could literally fuck shit up in the worst possible way, but the worst he's going to suffer is having to go home with egg on his face rather than falling into the hands of the enemy. And based on that video I saw of the Jordanian pilot, you do not want to fall into the hands of the enemy because some people are not going to treat you the best.
I would much rather take the eggshell to the face.
Well, and
exactly. Take the egg to the face, and you will be able to live another day to talk about it. You know, some people do not have that luxury, and, you know, war is fucking horrific, but I would rather put most of the casualties on their side of things.
Yeah. Well, and even then, thinking back historically, there's a reason why at the cessation of hostilities in the European theater in World War II, most of the German armies turned west and tried to go that way as quickly as they could because they wanted to surrender to the Allies on that side, the British and the Americans, not the Russians, because if they were stopped and forced to surrender to the Russians, they knew exactly where they were going, and it wasn't home.
It was the gulag.
This is fun, Reds.
Oh,
Deso.
There you go.
That's a Trident D5 missile.
Makes 5 cities go boom.
That's
multiple
a nasty
cities.
warhead.
Yeah. I was gonna say the number is variable.
Quite high.
It varies based on loadout.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, this is the fuck you missile.
Yes, this is the if you don't want war to last more than 40 minutes, this is what you send.
Okay.
You find that
To
nuclear
whom it may concern.
You find that nuclear football.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ.
And with
To
this whole
whom it may
thing,
concern. Do you remember your lessons on Hiroshima?
but
Do
the
you know
entire
that?
thing here, and the entire thing that we're talking about here, it's something that when, or rather before Canal with the Mar, I was kind of bringing it up with Jared and Jay too, because of people complaining about the Javelin missile launcher, due to it costing $175,000 per missile.
Per round, yeah.
Yeah. However, if you can use one of those and take out an enemy troop transport or several enemies, or just not put your own fucking people in, the danger zone, that's still worth it. That's still cheaper.
What did I heard that for like fighter jets, it costs $12,000 an hour just to operate.
Depending on the aircraft, that is a good median. There aren't many that would be less than that, but a good number of them, it's significantly higher because, so the cost per flight hour, and this is before you even get into the munition costs. You're talking fuel. You're talking for every certain number of flight hours, a certain level of maintenance needs to be done on the aircraft when it gets back, regardless of any reported issues. And then you have the maintenance cost of the reported issues on top of that. And there's consumables, there's reparables. So, being aviation specifically, oh God, I know this way too fucking much still. My job is at the intermediate level. So, squadron guys would work on the airframe itself, pull out pieces that need to be replaced. If it was a repairable piece that they could do within the branch, within the Navy, my department, my detachment would get that box to repair. And then we would have our metrics of, okay, this is how much a part is new, this is how much a part is repaired, this is the level of threshold that we want to keep our repair at. If we're below that, get the parts and repair the piece. If it's above that, we're going to ship it off to the advanced repairs where they have easier and cheaper access to the parts. Let them deal with it. Basically, cheaper to buy a replacement than fix it ourselves determination. All of those numbers, all of that, and my hours on a particular work order, working on a particular piece of gear, all of those numbers come together, all that accounting comes together, and those total numbers are what they use to determine the maintenance cost of an aircraft per hour. Because, hey, this aircraft flew this many hours, required this maintenance, this scheduled, this unscheduled, this is how much it all totaled out on the billable side, and they just keep compiling those metrics and evaluating it, and some of those metrics are directly fed into the determination of, are we going to keep this platform or not? That is the reason why the F-14 was retired when it was. It wasn't due to a lack of capability or a lack of potential. It was entirely because the cost per flight hour had gotten too high for them to justify maintaining the airframe any further.
Isn't that also the case with the F-22 Raptor?
They stopped production of the Raptor prematurely, or if some people want to say in the right way, because they cut down the number that they were building because they realized, hey, we're the only ones with this capability, and by the time the others catch up, this is going to be outdated anyways. So they stopped production that way. And when other people started to catch up, Congress came up with the question, hey, what would it cost to restart production? And because the production had stopped for so long, they would have to redo the tooling, retrain the operators on how to create the specific parts and go through the entire run-up process again. So it was the same price as just developing a new aircraft, which is why the F-35 came about.
That and the F-35 can do vertical takeoff and landing, right?
One model of it can. As they were going through the development, they were like, hey, this idea that we had with the F-4 Phantom II, where every branch that flies fixed wing could use it, let's do that again. So you have the F-35, and you have 3 variants of it. And because of the common parts, it reduced, in theory, the price per unit because of those commonalities. So you have the A model, which is the Air Force's model. That fits the Air Force's requirements. You have the B model, which has the VTOL VSTOL, which fits the Marine Corps' requirements. And then you have the Charlie model, which fits the Navy's requirements, which actually is a larger wing, slightly longer airframe, and a beefier undercarriage. Because you don't land on an aircraft carrier. It's a controlled crash.
Well, again, being that I'm not military, and I don't really study this thing, this stuff. It's not my field of expertise. So throughout the entire time, I could just be talking out of my ass. So just take everything I say with a grain of salt when it comes to this subject. But if I remember correctly, the F-22 Raptor is still the most capable dogfighter in the world. Is this still correct?
It's still top dog, but the others are getting closer. And with the developments coming out of China, Japan, and Russia, there are a couple close to legitimate contenders. But especially amongst the European and U.S. Airframes, nothing can outturn the F-22 right now. The only thing that got close, and here's what's funny. The F-14 could turn on a fucking dime. The F-22 can turn a little bit tighter, but the F-22 has a thrust vectoring, which is what helps it do that.
Like I said, I'm not an expert in anything military, nor the history of it. But again, correct me if I'm wrong, though, but wasn't the F-22 designed initially to have such a lifespan that even if other countries were to develop a quote-unquote similar fighter, that there's just so much good shit baked into the F-22 that it would be hard, if not impossible, to keep up. I know they might just be jacking their own dick when they say that, but
the plan and intent was upgradability and modularity, but keep in mind the F-22 was designed with 1980s and early 90s tech and wasn't launched until the early 2000s. So it was already getting long in the tooth when it hit operability. So
I was in high school. I was in high school when they were doing the initial competition for the design.
Yeah.
What I heard was that this jet is so good that even if other countries develop their own jet to compete with it, they still won't be able to keep up because we're just that damn good at our job at making a fighter jet.
Yes and no. That was how
yes and no. All right.
That's how it was played off, and in reality it has been very capable, but because of the age of the equipment that it was initially designed and built with, and then the repairability and replacement aspects of it, that's where it has fallen out of favor in lieu of something newer, because it is literally cheaper to build and design a new aircraft than to restart the production and upgrade the existing F-22 fleet. The Rafale and the Eurofighter Typhoon have actually gotten close to the performance envelope of the F-22, but it still lags behind in certain areas. So it's gotten to be a competent, but a better way to look at the comparison between those platforms and what we have in the US. Both of those would slot in between the F-15 and the F-22. They're better than the F-15. They have improvements over the F-15, which the F-15 is about to get an upgrade through the EX program. But they're still not quite the F-22. But because of the technological issues with the F-22, the fleet we have is the fleet we have, and we're not getting any others. They have started the program for an actual direct replacement of the F-22 that is supposed to actually do the air superiority role on top of the other little add-ons that it could do, but it is still going to be primarily an air-to-air and area denial platform instead of the multi-role platform that the F-35 has become.
So we're not getting any more F-22s,
Nope.
period. That's it. Once the number that we have is the number that we have, no more than that.
Correct. They've already stopped production, and it is cost prohibitive to start it back up.
So we're just getting more F-35s, or are we developing something new?
Both. So the F-35 and the F-15EX program are your stopgap. It are your interim cover. Because the F-15 is still a very capable platform for the mission that it does, and with the actual threat environments that we're dealing with. So while they're adding meat to the bone through those two platforms that are already existent, proven, reliable, and we already have the infrastructure to deal with, they are in the competitive phase, the initial competitive phase of the direct replacement of the F-22 that is supposed to be a Gen 6 platform. What that is exactly going to entail, it's assumed to be stealth, it's assumed to be thrust vectoring, and what else it's going to have on top of that is where are the platforms going to go. And that's what's in the works. But we're not expected to see that for at least another 10-15 years. So in that interim, we have the F-15 Deltas and the Strike Eagle, and those are getting augmented and replaced by the EX, which is essentially a beefed up Strike Eagle.
Yeah, so basically we're still going to have air superiority on our side, regardless.
That is the intent. Until we actually face a trained and disciplined enemy combatant on similar footing, we won't know how effective we really are. But with who we have been going against historically for the past 20 years, yeah, they haven't been a threat.
We haven't really gone up against anybody with an actual air force.
Exactly. Exactly. And the last time the closest that we had to a fair fight was Desert Storm.
Yeah, the original Iraq War. You know, Iraq had an air force. Yeah, back then.
Yeah, since then we have not gone against anyone comparable strength-wise.
They didn't really fight us. You know,
some of them tried.
A few of them tried. Well, I remember it was actually hilarious because we actually briefly had thought that Iran and Iraq had like allied for a part because we kept seeing Iranian or Iraqi aircraft going into Iran. Turns out the pilots were defecting. They were hitting the air and going, "Fuck, I ain't fighting Americans."
Yeah.
So they just took their vehicle that was assigned to them and just said, "Nope, fuck this shit."
They got in the air. They started seeing all the returns of what aircraft we had in the air, and they were like,
Nope.
"Fuck this."
They noped.
It was
I
like
don't blame those individuals that fled. I really don't.
Oh yeah. Go with there.
so.
Show.
So it wasn't an afterburn. It was a noper burn.
Yeah, it was a nope.
Nope.
No, yeah, find
Nope.avi.
Jay, find
Nope cannon.
Find Disney, center it there, and then show Reds what's capable. And while you're doing that, Sean Carroll, if we were to build the Yakikaze from the anime, could a pilot actually fly that thing? I'm gonna need to look up what that is.
It won't be long until we have full Gundam suits.
You know, if not that, what is it? The VFAF from Robotech.
That
The
the variable, the Macross. I could see that being flyable because it's essentially combining an F-14 with a reasonable sized mech suit.
You just need a power plant that runs it.
So
That
here
is
is the
the
results
issue.
of a Trident D5 warhead going off in Orlando. It's roughly centered on Epcot.
Yeah, just use the giant golf ball as your target.
So
Pretty
let's
much.
see. It goes all the way from
Estimated
Champions
fatalities.
Gate, holy shit, to Oak Ridge, or just on the outskirts of Oak Ridge where the Florida Turnpike is. Holy fuck!
And that's just the light blast damage at 1 psi.
Well, the thing about Champions Gate is I-4 is the road that I always used to travel when driving to film rocket launches. That I always drove on I-4, and I would always drive right through that. And Champions Gate is where I always stopped to get fuel. But also, there is a gas station right where I-4 intersects with the Florida's Turnpike. So I know the distance between the two, and holy shit! And that's from one bomb, where it's like, okay, let me
That's
go
just
ahead
one warhead.
and give you the USA version of "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, that's just one warhead off of a multiple reentry vehicle warhead system.
Now, that's the type of
fuck.
weapon if you just want to level a city. I dealt with the ones like, if you wanted to take out like the corner drugstore, but not its next door neighbors.
Now we'll do the largest tested bomb.
Is that the Tsar?
The tested yield of the Tsar Bomba.
This is just the 50 megaton test.
Holy fuck!
Well, I guess you're not going to have a magical time at Disney.
You're not gonna have a magical time in pretty much all of Central Florida.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
So
The
no
best
change.
place to be in a bomb explosion like that is that green area.
Yeah, get it done and over with quick.
Because it'll be over immediately. You won't have to deal with all the shit afterwards.
And here's the 100 megatons.
you'll just be there and then won't.
Yeah.
Is it true that when they were testing the Tsar, that the shockwave could be felt around the planet 3 times over?
That one I don't know about.
Well,
Because
they
that
mesh
They
a rumor I
detected it.
heard.
Like it did register on like seismic sensors across the globe.
Just put Sarabamba and have it detonate right on Orlando. Congratulations, we finally sacrificed Florida to fucking Poseidon. Thank God.
No,
Let's just imagine for a second that we nuked all of Florida. I know, nice thought, right?
just about with this 100 megatons, but. All right, let's get there.
Are you going for the Hague again?
Always. Jared, you should know better.
No, we don't see a problem with the EU at all.
If you really want to get rid of the EU, though, there's a country that you really want to bomb.
Oh, I know which
slightly
one.
up to the right. More right.
Oh.
Somewhere over this way
The
here.
Reich.
Just go right to Berlin.
Ooh.
Ooh. 5.5 million people dead or injured.
And that is just
All of Luxembourg is gone. All of it.
Belgium.
Oh, Luxembourg
Luxembourg.
would be extinct. Luxembourg would no longer be on the map.
Luxembourg is now a crater.
And
So
if
we
you
want
close
Berlin,
your
huh?
eyes, does it almost feel
Well,
like
which is more populated,
nothing
Berlin or
changed
Munich?
at all?
Say again, Jared?
Which one has the higher population, Berlin or Munich?
I think Berlin does. Jesus Christ.
Still not as much as Brussels. Now go
That's
down to
about 5 million.
Munich
casualties.
and Frankfurt. I think are a little more population dense.
No, that's 4 million. Yep, right on the river.
Uh-oh.
There it goes. No, about the
Only
same.
3 million? Okay, that's actually
Close.
less than Berlin. Frankfurt might actually be a good spot to hit.
Yeah, this is where we flex our sadistic muscles to see just how big of a boom can we make. Now, no. There are a couple cities that are a little further east that would be rather tasty numbers.
Are we thinking like Moscow?
Moscow. Yes.
Well,
Hey Jay, can you nuke Jerry's World in Arlington?
No. You must suffer.
Please?
No.
No, please. Please.
No, you have to suffer.
Please.
no, you wished. You are our Miles O'Brien. You must suffer.
Holy shit. 7.1 million.
That's dead.
Ooh.
Now another 5 million on top of that injured.
That's 12.1 million casualties. Congratulations. You're now
12.2,
a
but, you know.
war criminal.
Now go over to Shanghai. Or Hong Kong.
Beijing.
Or Tokyo.
Oh Lord.
Oh, Tokyo. Tokyo, I think, is going to be the worst.
If I remember correctly, Shanghai and Hong Kong weren't that bad because most of the blast ends up out here.
Oh,
We
not if you
want-
position it right.
We want that one.
Oh, Beijing. Yeah.
Wished, what is that noise in the background?
I mean, we're talking about Winnie the Pooh here, Jared.
That
True.
is a Corvette LS1 engine.
Now, Reds,
Oh.
how do you feel about 14 million casualties?
I'm okay with that, but I do think that Tokyo might have more estimated fatalities.
How about a game though? You have to drop a bomb on land, as in the entire blast area has to be on land, with the least fatalities.
Isle of Man.
No, I've already tested this.
No, I think. Well, wait. Which bomb? Any bomb?
The largest. Well, let's say it's our bomber here.
Ooh,
I fucking knew it!
28 million people.
13.7 and 14.4 million estimated injuries.
Are you really sure you want to bomb them again? Now they got last time.
I mean, listen, just in case they thought that we were sorry, you know.
Here, we'll move it inland just a little bit to try and keep as much in the.
Yeah, you're still gonna get Yokohama. You're still getting Chiba. You're still getting the entire borough area of Tokyo.
Jesus
But-
fucking Christ, that's a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, and that's the thing is Japan, for the number of their population, because of how mountainous the island chain is, the population is centered to certain areas.
All right.
Now, if we're going Tsar Bomba, lowest fatalities, and the entire blast has to remain on land.
Yes.
Does it have to be a city, or can it be a random spot?
It can be a random spot, however, it has to be where people have
I have a chance of living.
permanent. Yeah, they have a permanent way of living there.
A fringe of Siberia.
Oh no, I got one.
Or yeah, Australian outback.
Wow.
I got one even better than that. I was just using that as a
As a baseline.
yeah.
I always thought you were going to put it on California.
No. Although most of those people are not living there.
I mean, more actually counting people.
Oh, you're going to that area. Okay. See, but I was thinking the even more sparsely populated area in central Russia.
Oh, I know. You could go right here.
Is that Byron Bay?
Hudson Bay area.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's actually kind of a fun thing just to see where do you have the most people and where do you have the least people, even though there's a lot or a lot of land.
That leads me to ask, where do they actually detonate this thing to test it?
Where did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, where did they detonate this shit?
Northeastern Russia.
An island. It was an island off of the coast of Russia.
There.
On the north side. It was inside the Arctic Circle, I think. We're just outside of it.
And here's the results of it. And this is the one that they actually tested.
Yeah, that's the 50 megaton test.
I kind of guess they removed the people first.
Nah, if they die, they die.
Well, that's the thing. Up there, it was the remote area.
Yeah, this is like your Inuit and style, natives that just
Fuck
you don't
them
even count them
anyways.
on you don't even count them on your census.
I could just imagine this being one of those things now where they go, and at that time, a caravan of ferries came along.
We have a
20,000 people entered the area. This was the last thing anyone wanted to happen.
You wished we're getting a fair amount of bleed through.
Yeah, we're constantly hearing that
Road noise.
Yeah, that Corvette.
right.
You know what?
Solved
it's
it.
been-
Yes.
And like I said, my knowledge of this shit comes from Ace Combat Shattered Skies.
So here's Mexico City.
No.
20.
Now that
Ooh,
Now-
20.2, almost 0.3 million.
now remember, Mexico City is sitting on an underground lake as well.
Oh,
Ooh,
So
the
that's an
long-term
actual-
effects there.
oh.
This is the most populated city in Central America that is actually sinking.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
as that underground lake runs dry and doesn't fill up as quick, more weight,
It's going to
more
turn
weight.
into like Mortbog.
Oh god, what?
Here's a question though.
Hmm.
If you were to be able to actually use the, well, maybe not the kinetic energy, but the heat energy of a nuclear bomb, would there be any way of harvesting it safely? Or would there be any reason or use in actually harvesting it like that?
Well, that's technically what's done in a prolonged case of a nuclear reactor, because if a nuclear reactor is let to just run on its own, it's a nuclear bomb.
Not, no.
Not really, no.
The control,
It's too slow.
but that
A reactor's not going to explode like a nuclear bomb will.
no,
I mean, you can have an explosion, but explosion is going to be a result of like
the
pressure
hydrogen
release
buildup.
and stuff like that. But it's not going to.
The hydrogen
Even
buildup
then-
of a meltdown.
Even
But-
then, like modern reactors, even left alone, aren't going to do that.
No,
Alright,
because
let's
this is
Mostly some of
something
the
where
older ones that'll do that, just because.
Well, we do still have the Russians doing their thing, but
So this is
but
so this is the type of platform I was on. They're Reds. And this is how far out I can reach and touch somebody. Inside the shaded red areas.
Ooh.
Submarine?
target.
Targets.
So that's just right outside of Cheyenne Port, or what is that area
Bangor.
right there?
Just outside of Bangor.
Yeah, just
Washington.
So
just
you
outside of
mean-
Puget Sound.
you could touch people at the northern coast of Africa.
From just outside, just off the coast of Forks, Washington. Yeah.
Yeah, and help them there with, relief effort. Relief from life, essentially.
Now you go down to Hawaii.
Now I can't.
And half of Europe is no longer in range.
Yep.
I'd
Well, you
love
can
to see
still
this
bomb China.
on an actual round map.
Oh, right up there in the corner. You have
Yeah, but as in with the entire map laid out, not the quote-unquote minimap, so to speak.
you
Well, that's
have
kind of what this.
you have a little bit more than 50% coverage of the globe. Probably close to 60% from the looks of it.
What if you go down to the Antarctic?
Look, as long as you got North Korea, you're good.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh, what was that?
What?
A little bit down? Oh.
No, up. There. Stop there. That gives you a good representation of just how much of the globe can't be reached.
Only the fucking emus are safe.
But of course, this puts the majority of the West's enemies out of range.
which is
Just
why
from
they're
that
all-
location. That's
which is
where
why they're generally, all over the Atlantic, and even the fast boats go through the Med and all that, come around here. So they got their own stuff as well. But I liked just sitting off the coast of Alaska and Washington and Hawaii, not caring too much about what was going on. I wonder what would happen if I.
still decent coverage even from there.
Okay, I know.
See you,
No,
Birds.
Buns. A question though, with this, how large are the warheads approximately?
They're approximately 455 mega or kilotons. So yeah,
I mean, physical dimensions,
yes,
plus minus a meter.
yes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking here otherwise. You could essentially have something like parts, not really people because, well, vector changes and shit like that. But you could essentially send anything to anywhere in the world if you were to actually launch it like that and have it there within not too long.
That's the beauty of the ballistic missile submarines is that, and even the fast boat submarines will do in their Tomahawks and stuff, like Tech is showing right now. With enough patrol coverage, the entire globe is encircled not just by us but by other nations as well. So yeah, they're not kidding when they say that when they were saying during the Cold War, each country pretty much had enough nukes to. Each of the major superpowers had enough nukes at their disposal to destroy the world multiple times over and over and over.
We also had the old saying, what was it? That when an Ohio class it goes out to sea, it becomes the third largest nuclear power in the world.
Pretty much.
An Ohio class?
Yeah,
the time
one
so
boat.
I was on.
Yeah, one boomer. It goes out to sea, and if it were to claim independence, it would automatically be third or fourth most powerful nation by nuclear assets alone.
And that's
fucked up.
And that's assuming that it's fully loaded out with the capability of the 24 missile tubes being fully loaded.
Now you know why they have such stringent protocols before releasing their weaponry.
That's actually very scary.
And that's why we drill the hell out of that on a weekly basis.
Which is why something like Crimson Tide would never actually fucking happen.
Don't get me started on that one, Jared. We know about. Here's a night launch.
I still feel so sorry for that those audience members. Because Crimson Tide had come out right before we went on a med cruise, and a whole bunch of us went out and watched it in the movie theater from the boat together. Very sorry for the rest of that audience.
Imagine what
bullshit.
the boomer guys did.
I have a feeling you guys would have walked out. Not quietly, but walked out.
No. We would have ripped. We would have continued ripping it. Imagine it. Imagine a Doomcock movie review.
Oh my god. Yes.
We were
Yes.
MST3K in that shit.
Oh, I did that with the movie The Others. Simply because it was so fucking boring and predictable, I realized what was going on by the, 15-minute mark of that movie.
A
wish I
movie
could-
that's boring and predictable. The Grudge.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't that M. Night Shyamalan too?
I don't know. All I know is that
I
watched it once. It's this scary fucking movie thing. It's like, okay, fine. I can be horrified, and I was horrified at how shit it was.
Poof.
No, M. Night Shyamalan had absolutely nothing to do with it. The Grudge.
I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing because he's had a couple good movies. Not many.
His problem is like he always has like the surprise twist in the story.
That's
But the
not
problem
really a
is that-
surprise.
Well, that's the problem is that he does surprise twists in all his stories that you're like expecting the surprise twist. So it's
Then
really
they're
not
not
a surprise
surprises
twist,
anymore.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's why the guys behind Robot Chicken made a joke of it to where M. Night Shyamalan pops up and goes, "Ooh, what a twist!"
This is one thing I wish I could have done when I was in the Navy.
Wait, I'm
What?
back, bitches.
But for how long?
7%.
So about 10 minutes.
Yeah, about that. Well,
Hey, it's
Colors is
Cobb.
about 10 minutes away. Colors is about 10 minutes away.
Oh yeah, sundown.
Let's get to the.
Get to the fun shit.
What are they doing there?
What?
They're
Oh, there's
prepping
torpedo
the.
tubes. No, that's missile.
Yeah, these are
That's
missile tubes. Yeah,
What?
they're prepping the tube. They're prepping the tube for launch.
Which? Oh. I thought you were talking about ours. Ours is missing one because we were doing live fire exercises last underway. What's up?
Oh, Periscope Liberty.
That does Turk. Who the fuck is that? Alright, who the fuck is that?
Don't talk about the Periscope.
Oh, fuck this shit. I'm on the leave and I'm on the
That's
ship.
an interesting name.
Yeah.
Especially with him being a Weps.
The weapons, officer. The Weps is a Glock.
It's disappointing. Yeah. Oh, it's Four Eyes.
That never gets old watching that.
Oh, well, I'm on leave, and I was changing into something more comfortable because all my clothes are off ship at my friend's place. What?
Are you sure you want to be saying this to where we can hear it there, Tasty?
I.
Wonder if the Chop's name is Wellington.
That would be hilarious.
Oh no.
But
No.
I think I know who the chop is.
Yeah, all my civvies are off ship with my friend who only has a studio apartment, and I'm not sleeping in his bed.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Tasty? Come
Bro,
on.
Come on.
Jared, that's gay.
It's
you're
not gay if you
Navy!
say no homo.
Hey, it's only gay if you make eye contact.
It's only gay if you take off
Remember.
your socks.
Remember, it's not queer attached to a pier. It's not gay if it's underway.
Mm.
It's
I
only
got
gay
a
if you
point.
suck off the tip.
I got a point, don't I? And that would be attached to a pier. That would be. Oh, the colors. I thought that was somebody else, and then it was just Four. Then it was just that Four Eyes.
Yeah, are we sure that color blindness is your only vision issue?
Well, I also have 2200 vision.
Wait, 2200 or 220?
2200, like the bad one, whichever one's the bad one of the two. Where things that are 200 feet, or 20 feet away look like they're 200 feet away. That one.
Yeah, what you see at 20 feet is what everyone else can see at 200.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
2200. Yeah.
19,000?
That could work too.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm kind of disappointed that no one actually caught onto that one.
Gorillas?
No, we just chose to ignore
Yes.
Yeah, we just all ignored you, buddy.
You weren't even alive when that came out.
Hey, bro, I'm still buzzed. I'm still buzzed. Give me a break. Also,
No.
I don't know if I told you guys, but the ship next to us in pier is actually just fresh out of dry dock.
you. Okay.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, you,
Hey, Kirsty,
Yeah.
what year were you born? What is your year of birth?
I have a
2000.
bad feeling about this.
2000.
2000? Oh, fucking child.
Oh, you were 1 when that fucking album came out.
On what album?
2000.
by the Gorillas.
Oh, ew. Okay, that's why I didn't get the joke, because I don't listen to the Gorillas.
And because you were 1.
I'm just waiting for first call, and then I'm gonna sit inside, and then I'm gonna come back in about 20 minutes after that, just to make damn sure I don't get caught in colors.
Oh, so like everyone else in the military.
Yeah, don't you love how people get pissed about, like, football players not standing for the national anthem, and then whenever everybody in the military hears first call, they start booking it?
Okay. So
No,
most
no,
of,
we never did that.
no, most of your athletes here's my stance on that
It's
one.
a joke.
Hang
joke.
on. They have to deal with it once a game. So if you're a baseball player, yeah, I can see that being a problem because those motherfuckers play 162 games, not counting spring training or postseason. Football players, they have way less room to bitch. They have the fewest number of games where they have to deal with that sort of thing.
And then
us in the military, twice a day. Every fucking day you're on base.
that is only if you get caught, though.
What? No, that
Yeah.
is the potential. You are dealing with morning and evening colors every fucking day you're on active duty.
Yeah.
Every day you're outside at those times.
Well-
Active duty. Well, on duty
At
or
8
not.
o'clock in sunset.
It's a very accurate identification guide there, Tech.
Yeah.
They're all targets.
No. Look at it
Hey, my
closer.
ship's on there. It's target.
Oh, yep, you got the couple submarines. But even some of those, they're targets as well. Unless they're a friendly.
Even then.
If you don't know if you don't know it's friendly, it's a target.
Exactly.
That's my point.
But let's see. Okay, so we got a Baleo. We got a submerged something. Well, surfaced something. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what
That surface something is definitely a sturgeon.
Oh, yeah, position of the sail.
Do we keep this up, though, and bring Furball in here and play a game of ship or boat?
I mean, if you can get his attention and get him in here, that could be...
Alright.
I gotta make one of these channels. Have you guys ever seen like hydraulic press channels? Shit's fucking addicting. I think that's what I'm gonna branch to next. Just find random shit to crush.
I've heard of people
No, you
making
need to
quite
do
a...
the... Go ahead.
I've heard of people making quite a bit of bank crushing things. It's just not exactly suitable for YouTube.
Oh, they don't like to see me crush a Furby. I think bitches will sign on to see me crush a Furby.
Oh, hell yeah.
There are people that will crush things that are furry for money, but not a Furby.
Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, okay. That's a completely different thing, Jared. That's not hydraulic press.
Hey.
Hydraulic.
You never know.
That's something different entirely, Jared. How dare you?
Can I say one thing? I don't hate vegans, I hate vegans that force other people to be vegans. What's your guys'
Or
thoughts
force
on
their pets to be vegans. That's actually worse.
I heard a thing that in order to like grow shit, you also have to kill shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So a vegan and a weightlifter walked into a bar. I know this because they wouldn't fucking stop shutting up about it.
It's not weightlifters. It's
I love
CrossFitters.
that one. Oh no. Bodybuilders are guilty of it. CrossFitters are guilty of it. Basically, a gym rat and a vegan walk into a bar.
a military member and a vegan walk into a bar?
No.
Oh God, yeah.
No.
Some military members can be vegans, but it's not common.
Well, no, not even that. Is there are people who have been or are on active duty that don't flaunt it like that, that don't throw it in people's faces like that. Hi, I was one of them.
I'm just gonna say, eat whatever you want. Just don't try to dictate my dietary fucking choices.
I saw this one video where a vegan was reacting to somebody, and somebody said, like, at the beginning of the video, like for a steak, and she just screamed, "God fucking damn it!"
Wow.
Colors is going off.
All I know is that I like to eat my burgers. I like my steak. I like my hot dogs. So that bothers you. I'm sorry, but that fucking delicious. What do you want me to do?
Well,
Maybe I mean, it's tasty. I mean, Jared, you have to admit, steak. Oh, so fucking good.
Let me put it this way. In the immortal words of Dennis Leary, meat tastes like murder, and murder tastes pretty damn fucking good to me.
Hell yeah!
What was I'm kind of like Ron Swanson in that. Be like, hey, let's go to this one place. They have a burrito called the Meat Tornado. It literally killed a guy last year, and he's like, you had me at Meat Tornado.
Oh boy, that would be a dinner suitable for me.
Yeah.
So is ever, let me investigate. All right, we're in the clear. I'm back outside. I am in a 10.
Okay, what is that? Is that the results of an ad cap? Tech?
Yeah. Your point?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No, I was just wondering just making sure I remember from some of the stuff that I saw is pretty
One
much
hit, break the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I wasn't here for the last episode. Can I ask something related to last episode's topic?
Sure.
Which one?
All right.
Do I remember?
Do you guys? Who do you think that guy actually started the BHR fire? I do, but like I don't know.
Oh,
No.
I don't think he. I'm not certain that he did start it, but there is definitely too much evidence for it to be an accident.
It is likely the way that affidavit was formed, and if everything is above board on what is in that affidavit, it is exceedingly likely that he is the one that did it.
It is damning evidence.
It does not look good for his innocence.
No, it does not.
He
But
may or may
given
not
that
have.
the-
I don't know.
But given that the only statement made for his guilt was basically summed up to, if I remember correctly, I saw him in the area. He was carrying a bucket.
Well,
That's
no,
not looking good for the accuser either.
No, so
No.
there
go, Jared.
were a couple things in that interview process that tipped Furball off, and I even caught him at times. So, like, when they were talking about that person that was seen going down to that area, the guy that they were interviewing, the one who has been arrested and released as the likely perpetrator, said in the interview, while talking with some of the other guys, they mentioned that the person that went down there, so they couldn't identify him because I was wearing a mask. Direct quote, they couldn't identify who went down there because I was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah, you have a passive admission with that sort of slip, and then you have, as the interview process went on, there were details that the investigators didn't put out there that this guy apparently was able to figure out, like the escape route, the potential ways out of there was exactly what they found that someone had used to get out of the area, by indication of hatches being left open.
Right.
Or the smell of gasoline.
Yeah, which they never let anyone know.
Rubber. Yeah.
Would be F-76, but yeah.
So there were, there were little details like that that came out through the interview that really made the spotlight even brighter. And take this with a grain of salt. As they were relocating this person, the MPs in charge of him, apparently he said something that was, again, an admission of him being the one guilty of it. So they brought him back to the interviewer for even more questioning instead of taking him to the brig facility that they were about to take him to. Which, that's another thing. When you are under suspicion, you are not placed under arrest initially unless there's damn good reason for it, because you are your command's problem. As Furball put it, you're not arrested first. You are given to your command for your command to deal with you until your trial date. But if your command requests that you be put in the brig due to whatever reasons, then you end up in the brig. He went straight from the interview to the brig, which means they already took their suspicions and everything to their command and got command approval to inter him not under their purview.
So, the big thing is, why would a deckhand be in the lower V of a big ship like that, right? That's a cargo hold.
Deck goes all over the place, especially storage units. So,
it's probably, I'm going to assume it's for logistical purposes.
Yeah.
All right.
But
like in engineering, I've not seen a deckhand other than a GM on my deck, right? I've only ever seen engineers, so that's why I was a little bit suspicious of that too. But I don't know the other layouts of other ships, right?
Yeah. Well, and here's another thing too: is there were narrative issues in his history leading up to him being on the ship that could be potential motives, such as he went to basic training to have one rate, to have one career path. Then when he was there, I'm sure you remember it, when the SEAL recruiters came in and started playing that rah-rah, you want to be G.I. Joe, let's go. And he...
No, they didn't do that to me.
Well, no, they didn't...
The nuke recruiter was after me. I've never had any SEAL recruiters.
Well, no, not after you. Like, it's presented to the entire division. And if you want it, you then go with them and do additional PT and other training to...
They never got that in Orlando. They might have only done that in Greyland. They never did that in Orlando.
Well, Orlando, you guys were too valuable for the nuke program.
I'll be back in 10 or 15 minutes.
All right, see you, man.
Really, Leon?
What?
Which Kiwi are you thinking of?
Well, you know the way that E in certain words sounds if you actually say it in Kiwi.
Yes, I know what he's getting at.
Wait a minute. Planner Walk might actually be available. And he does like talking about his deck.
Yeah, I can see that working out. I see no issues with that. And since it seems like Furball might have actually caught on to what little game it is, I'm not sure he'll come on.
Yeah, he probably turned it on, rewound it a little bit, saw the image on screen, heard the game, and was like, fuck that. Which wouldn't be the first time. Oh, he's typing, so I know he's listening in.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, he saw it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so how many of your division in boot camp there, Tech, did not go sub-fleet?
Let me think. See, we had... No, hold on.
Yeah, Leon, that was fun. I had to.
We had
Yeah.
we had 7 CBs,
Okay.
1 QM,
Only
like a
one?
surface QM.
Yep.
Oh, is it just gonna surface or sub?
He was surface. He was going surface QM. Well, of course, nobody in the female company at the time, because women didn't do subs back then. Try to think.
I'll be nice.
I'll
play nice.
I see Athens thought better about that one. Oh, no, he fixed the spelling.
We had a couple of AT people going AT. Because the RCPO went AT. Or a second RCPO went AT. Our first RCPO was a nuke. So we didn't make it to the pipeline, so. I remember running into him at the exchange in Norfolk.
I'm gonna have to go back to the chat replay later and catch that one comment.
No. So we're using the
Be right back. Yes.
the green room chat for Kanar with Damar. That's where where Furball has been replying to us. And Jay made a comment about the use of his hand.
Ooh.
Furball responded with, right idea, but not my hand. So I had to ask this. So the Marilyn Manson stretches have been working.
Oh no! Oh no! That does not sound right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I can't get it up anymore.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. But you know what? It's worth it.
There were 9 nuke ETs, 4 nuke EMs. 11 nuke MMs.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be nuke and sub heavy, simply because it was Orlando. That's actually where my dad went to basic. Then again, it was 75.
Well, back then, all the nukes went to Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah, because they went
subs
to...
were spread around, but...
yeah, my dad went to Orlando, then Idaho, and then Charleston.
Yeah, there was a prototype in Idaho. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure when they decommissioned and relocated that one, but now it's all in Charleston. Well, you do basic in Great Lakes, and then...
But there are more. There used to be one, because there was the Charleston one, the Idaho one, there's one in Boston Spa, New York.
Hey, a quick question. If there's gunshots happening outside and I survive this, can I get a medal and become a real boy?
No, but we can get you in for the hazardous duty pay.
Okay. God, this place is such shit.
Well, it is
Of course it
Gary,
is. You went to
Indiana.
Gary, Indiana.
I am impressed that a place like this exists. Like, holy fuck.
Well,
This is something. It's like, you know, you never you see documentaries and stuff like that, and there's oh, you guys have got to see this. You guys have got to see this.
Not necessarily the height, but the volume.
There is a YouTuber on called Charlie Boy something like 313 or some shit like that. I'm not sure, but anyway, all the guy does is drive around with a dash cam in some of the worst places ever. Shit's great. You would love it.
Charlie Boy 313.
Charlie Boy something, but it's like Detroit, like driving through Detroit at night, or going into the south side of Miami or something at night, and it's fucked up, but God, that shit's entertaining. Yep, there it is. Charlie Boy 313. Yeah, that's the guy. See? that's literally all he does. That's literally all he does. It's fucking great. I love it.
Oh god, that area, Chicago.
So if you have nothing to do and you need time to kill, watch that shit. And with that, I'm going to head off because I have a phone call with well, you know about the Cal Curtis situation. I have a phone call with a few people in regards to that, in terms of legal things that's happening in the background, and it's gonna be something.
Oh boy, that's something that that's something I'm probably going to be hearing about in the next couple of weeks.
Dude, the next couple of years probably, because we're currently working on the on another motion. That's what the conversation's about. And essentially, we're just deciding what the best way forward is, and we have a few ideas. We don't know. We still need to contact a lawyer to like finalize all of these things. But essentially, I'll just state the facts here. Kyle is currently in the process of fucking his own life up, and I think he's at the point where he actually doesn't care how badly he fucks his own life up. He's just going to keep fucking his own life up despite Steve. Even though Steve is perfectly happy to let Kyle fuck up his own life, we still would like to get our channel back eventually. At this point, with the DA also on his ass for submitting forged documents to the court, and with us clearly on his ass through our lawyer, he's looking at a pretty lengthy prison sentence at this point, the very moment that he is caught. But there is other things that we can do to make his life even worse. And we are currently looking at those options, those legal options, and essentially just kind of going balls to the wall on this one. I mean, Kyle really wants to fuck his own life up, and you know, we're more than happy to help him fuck his own life up. I mean, that's perfectly fine with me. I have no problem with that. So we're gonna try and help him out the best we can when it comes to fucking his own life up.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's what people don't seem to
find out.
understand. Oh yeah, I can't go into too much detail about it, but at the end of the day, Kyle is going to have to face the music eventually. He's going to have to deal with the shit he put himself through. He's going to have to deal with the consequences of his own actions, and he's not going to like it. It's not going to be pretty. He's looking at a pretty lengthy sentence at this point, and the judge at this point is fed up with him. The judge is going to be more than happy to throw the book at Kyle, and when she does, it's going to hit with some force.
I'm guessing it's not quite the time to talk about like the basics of what happened just yet, or
well, I can tell you what happened, and it was this: that we've had a number of hearings that Kyle was supposed to show up to. Surprise, surprise, Kyle didn't show up for any of them. Now, the first time Kyle was supposed to show up, he didn't. We rescheduled. Second time he didn't show up, warrant for his arrest. Third time he didn't show up, another warrant for his arrest. So, motherfucker has 2. There was going to be another hearing yesterday, but that was postponed because we wanted to talk to the judge about what other legal consequences we could bestow upon Kyle for all the dumb shittery that he's been putting us and the court through. And that's where we are at right now. The question is, what can we do? What should we do from here? And there are plenty of options. All of them are juicy as fuck. And none of them are going to be going all that well for Kyle. Now, Kyle does have an opportunity to not let it go this far, but look, at this point, it's like we will have justice. We will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when and how bad. Now, how bad is completely up to him. He has said to me in the past that I will work overtime to make sure that you guys get fucked over, screwed, or anything like that. I will do it just to spite you guys. And I go, well, I'm more than happy to help you ruin your own life. And so I have to get in contact with a bunch of people just to kind of go over all the options. Because as of right now, Kyle is looking at some substantial prison time, more so than what he was incarcerated in last time. If I remember correctly, he was only in for 2 years. He's looking at a lot longer than that now. And the more he fucks around, the more time gets added on. And the more the judge is going to have no sympathy when handing down that judgment.
What started all of this in the first place?
He'll finally have some.
Jared, permission to completely take over here.
Hey, the question was asked. Go ahead and give the answer.
Okay. I mean, if you're not allowed to answer for some reason, then I'm okay with you foregoing the answer.
It's really well documented out there, so it's okay.
It's really well documented.
You have to start it with, this is a story all about how.
Well, this is a story all about how this pretty fucking moron decided to fuck over his own life as well as a good YouTube channel. So I'm going to skip over a lot of details here, but a lot of people don't like Steve. A lot of people don't like Steve, and they don't like the fact that Steve is successful without them. They're basically jealous fucks. So these jealous fucks decided to stroke Kyle's ego and said, oh, Kyle, you're so great. The reason why the channel is successful is all because of you, Kyle. It's all you. It is Steve McRae. He's holding you back, man. He's holding you back. Yeah, you're so great, Kyle. Man. And Kyle fucking bought it. He fucking bought that shit.
So he's just a stupid idiot.
He fucking bought that shit. And so So what happened was that he needed an excuse to get rid of Steve and not pay him any of the fucking money that he was owed because he thought that Steve was a pushover and wouldn't fight, rightfully so, for not only his show but his fucking money. And so he decided that he was going to listen to all of these dipshits out there that said that he was so great and that he was the only reason the show was successful, and he decided to slowly push Steve out. Eventually, Steve was like, this is bullshit, we need to talk about this, and when that conversation happened, it kind of didn't. So we tried to have the conversation. He basically just said, you know what, fuck all of you, and removed Steve, removed Boole, and completely ghosted us at that point going forward. And we said, you know what, this isn't going to fucking fly, because one of the things he told us to do in that call was sue him, and we fucking did. So this all started because a bunch of jackasses got into his head that he didn't need Steve to be successful, and he was looking for any excuse to get rid of Steve McRae after getting in contact with all these shitty people who have a hard-on hate boner for Steve McRae. So one of the excuses was that R and Raw didn't want to come on the show because he was mortified at the idea that a person wouldn't agree with him that rocks are atheists. Spoiler, they're not. But our Raw can't, I guess, tolerate people of a differing opinion, and so didn't want to show up on the show with Steve McRae. Okay, fine, whatever. I guess Steve McRae doesn't have to be there for that particular show, but that's why there were 2 hosts. But I guess he took that as justification for kicking him out, because I guess he was trying to sell the bullshit idea of, oh, look, we already have like 2 people who don't want to come on because Steve McRae. I guess Steve McRae has to go, completely ignoring the fact that you don't have the power to make that decision. This is still Steve's show, motherfucker. This is still Steve's show. Steve should be a part of it. And not only should he be a part of it, he should be compensated for the work he put in making that show a resounding success. A huge fucking success, only to get fucked up by that narcissist. So after he had a bullshit story in his mind, he started to slowly push Steve out with that bullshit story being used as justification for it. And then finally I was like, I want to go on the non sequitur, but I want Steve McRae there. Steve McRae knows the science like I do. He knows the philosophy. He knows the science. I want him to be a part of the show that I'm going to go on. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back, because Kyle flat out fucking refused to have Steve McRae on the show that I fucking wanted him on, which was his show to begin with. Because he was trying so hard to push Steve out, to schedule him for less and less shit, to eventually not scheduling him at all. And when I came to Kyle and said, I want Steve to be on the show, that's what finally did it. That's what broke the camel's back. That's what opened the floodgates on this fucking shit show. So basically, fast forward a few days or a few weeks, I can't remember, but Kyle basically made a promise and saying that you guys are not going to win, and you guys telling me to do something, I will do the opposite of whatever you guys tell me to do just to spite you. And then I made a promise of my own. And I go, if you decide to play these fucking games, I promise I will not quit until your life is thoroughly fucking destroyed. He's keeping his promise, and I'm keeping mine. As of right now, Kyle has basically said, I'm not complying with your guys' demands. I'm going to keep the show that I asserted I don't care about, and there's not a goddamn thing you guys can do about it. In response, we have taken the ethical, legal route, and now Kyle has 2 warrants for his arrest. He has the DA on his ass, and he's looking at substantial prison time. Hence the hashtag no BK in prison. So I'm keeping my end of the deal. He's keeping his end of his. I am more than happy to keep piling it on, however long he wants to go. But he said he will fight us just to spite us, and I told him that we will not quit, just like he supposedly isn't going to quit. You want to spite us? We will spite you. That's the way it works. So long as he keeps fucking around, he's only making it worse for himself because, well, I mean, let's face facts. He doesn't actually have a fucking leg to stand on. But I do want to say, just to emphasize, I know I repeated myself, but I want to say this again. He said, I am going to keep fighting you just to spite you. You tell me to do something, I will do the opposite forever. There's nothing you can do to compel me in any other way. Okay, fair enough. In response, we will work overtime to make sure that if you do not comply to our lawful demands, that your life is fucking ruined. If you do not comply to our lawful demands, your freedom, your actual freedom, will be taken away from you.
Don't forget, it's not just lawful demands. Court orders at this point have been ignored.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Court orders. The judge is on our side. The law is on our side. And there's not a goddamn thing he can do to change those facts. So when we say that the law is now on his ass, we mean it.
So he is literally sodomized his future.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing: he sodomized his future to spite Steve. He's holding on to a YouTube channel that he himself says he doesn't care about. He doesn't
He's
care
elevated
about it.
a civil case to a criminal
Why
case.
is he leaving? To try and ruin Steve?
Yeah, all of this. No. Here's the thing: he's not making videos on the channel anymore. In his mind, the show died. It's not. It's not dead. It's being held hostage. He's not making content on it anymore. He is holding on to it, not because he wants it, but because he wants to spite Steve. And he is perfectly willing to fuck up his own life to that end. So we're more than happy to help him fuck up his own life. That's basically it. We're more than happy to help him fuck up his own life. He can end this at any time. This is his decision. But if he wants to give us the power to fuck up his life, we are more than happy to utilize it. If he would have shown up for court the first time, we would not have this power. We would not have the ability to ask the judge for a warrant for his arrest. We would not have the ability to get the DA involved. But because he continues to fuck around, he is giving us this power. And we are more than happy to utilize it. We are more than happy to utilize it.
Aren't we coming up
So
on...
hopefully that answers your question.
Aren't we coming up on 2 years since the initial court date that he didn't show up to?
Oh yeah, it's now, I believe it's been a full 2 years now at this point, because if I were to look at public access...
9 days.
Yeah, 9 days from now?
9 days from now, it'll be 2 years.
Jesus Christ. Kyle's
Yeah,
a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he really is.
But if he
really
wants,
is.
if he wants like fucking 20 years in prison for 2 warrants for his arrest and not showing up for 2 years worth of court dates, then well, that is his choice. He's not going to like it. He's, of course, he's going to try and blame you guys for it and everyone else around him and all of his fucking coomer ass fanboys and fangirls are going to blame you guys. But in the end, it's not going to be your guys' fault. It's going to be his.
All we're doing is following the legal process, and that's the thing. I am more than happy to fuck his life up, but the thing is that everything that we have done has been by the book. We've gotten a good lawyer that's not willing to tolerate his shit. We've gone through the legal process. We have jumped through so many flaming hoops, it's not even funny. It's irritating, if anything. The thing that gives us the power to fuck his life up is to just continuing going through the motions. Motions that any other person would be going through. Basically, Kyle wants to try and beat us by wearing us down. It's been 2 years, and we're just getting started. He thought that we would give up after the first few months. He thought we would give up after the first year. He thought we would give up after 2 years. This shit can go on for 20 years, and we're never going to give up. Even if Steve were to kick the bucket tomorrow, this shit would still be continuing. I would make sure. I would take the reins on it, and I would make damn fucking sure the motherfucker eats shit for his transgressions against Steve McRae. Because Steve McRae did not deserve that. Steve McRae did not deserve to get screwed at thousands of dollars to have his channel stolen from him and literally driven into the ground.
And this is the kind of shit that Hollywood's facing. People that literally could give less of a fuck about various older shows making all kinds of reboots just to run them into the ground.
But this isn't just the court dates, though. It isn't just those small things there. It's the other shit as well. Such as, oh, I never received that. And then, oh no, but my mother received that. And
Yeah,
then
he actually lied. And get this, a true fucking story, people. He tried to get out of this by saying he wasn't properly served, and he tried to back this up by submitting forged documents to the court.
Oh, that's another part of his warrant, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why the DA is on his ass. Again, the DA wants to go after him because of submitting forged documents to the court. So what he did was he tried to pass off this bullshit story as fact by downloading a rental agreement and then filling it in to make it seem like he was living where he wasn't, and then forged his ex-boyfriend's signature on it so that he can claim, oh, I wasn't living with my mother where I was served. I was living with my boyfriend at the time, therefore I wasn't properly served. Despite the fact that there were two things that completely blew that story out of the fucking water. One, we have an audio recording of him saying, the papers that I was served, the papers that I was served, the papers that I was served. And number two, we have Ben, the ex-boyfriend, saying, that's not my signature.
Something tells me Kyle might actually have a small chance of looking at maybe his life, although that's going to be a stretch.
It's like,
of course, you have the accounts not existing at the time. Don't forget that.
Yeah. We actually went to subpoena his bank records because one of the documents that he was submitting to prove that he was living with Ben at the time was payments from his Discover to Ben for rent. Well, our subpoenas came back. The account at the time that Kyle was supposedly living with Ben, his ex-boyfriend, the account didn't even exist.
Oh my god.
So unless this motherfucker has a time machine, he lied.
So now we're looking at perjury and maybe contempt of court.
Yeah.
You haven't said anything about the barcode either, have you?
What's that?
The barcode.
Oh yeah, the barcode is another thing that tipped us off. Is that during on the Discover statement that he submitted, the Discover document was modified, and the way we were able to find that out was that the font didn't match the font that was on the rest of the document when it came to the address. And it gets even worse. The barcode that the USPS uses for their sorting machines actually has a decoder online, and it went back to his mother's address.
Which furthered the lie.
Yeah, so basically what he did was he took this PDF document, he put it in a PDF editor, and then he edited the address before submitting it to the court. He was literally forging documents. But the one thing he couldn't forge, because he didn't know how, was the barcode. So if you decode that barcode, which you can do online, it will tell you exactly where that fucker is supposed to go. And it was supposed to go to his mother's address, which was literally 80 miles away. And it gets even better, because we also have the hashtag not a coder astronomy live on our hands. He was able to look at the behind the scenes data of that PDF, and he found markers that show that it was edited. So this motherfucker got a document from Discover that had his mother's address on it. He modified that document in a PDF editor to have his ex-boyfriend's address on it. And then after he modified it, he then submitted it as an original piece of documentation.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. But the one thing he couldn't modify was that barcode. And with that barcode, we were able to see that this shit was modified and that the address on there wasn't supposed to be there. The entire document that he submitted was bullshit. He was trying to get one over on the judge, on the court, on us, on all of YouTube. He got fucking exposed. And thanks to Astronomy Live pointing out the data behind the scenes to show exactly how it was edited. I mean, he even showed an example of how this shit can be done. Here, let me show you how it's done. And there's a video on my channel about it. You can see it. And he got fucking caught. And he got fucking caught. And then when it came time to have his deposition, that's when shit really hit the fan. Because keep in mind, we hadn't yet gotten the subpoenas back by that time. So our lawyer gave Kyle an opportunity. Says, I have a laptop right in front of me. You say you do your banking online. I want you to log into your banking statements right in front of me, and we'll look at it together. He refused, saying, I don't want to show you my bank statements. Okay, fair enough. How's this? I will leave the room. You log into your banking statements, and you can show your lawyer. And then when I come back, your lawyer can say, for the record, what she saw. And he refused to do that as well. Gee, I wonder why.
Because he didn't want to get caught. Simple
He didn't
as.
want to get caught. And this was during a deposition. The motherfucker was being deposed in front of our lawyer with his lawyer. This was an actual deposition. This was all going to go into the record. And we have him literally on record refusing to log into his Discover statement and clear this entire mess up. And the reason is simple, is because he couldn't clear this mess up. The motherfucker was caught.
Oh, there's a facet to the whole deposition thing that is relevant too. The reason for the deposition was because the judge wanted to try to determine who was being honest in concerns of the signature from Ben. So both Ben and Kyle were deposed. And here's the other bit about Kyle's deposition. He admitted to lying about certain details during that deposition.
Here's something. Here's something else. When you look at Kyle's deposition, it is by far one of the biggest train wrecks you will ever read. I shit you not. It is a train. I mean, it's cringeworthy. It is. I mean, if you put yourself in Kyle's shoes, you will cringe. Your skin will feel loose.
Oh.
It's that bad. It is that bad. He fucked himself so hard, and that's why our lawyers asked him that question, or made that request of him, I should say. I have a laptop right here connected to the internet. You log in. I don't want to show you. Okay, I'll leave the room. You can show your lawyer, and then your lawyer can say for the record what she saw, because even though the lawyer is his, she can't lie for him. And guess what happened shortly after that deposition? Kyle's lawyer said, nope, I'm out. And dropped him. Fucking dropped him. Because being lied to.
Lawyer followed a motion to withdraw off his counsel.
This was after the deposition. After we got our subpoenas back. We got our subpoenas back and showed that Kyle fucking lied. The account at the time that he was supposedly living with Ben and paying for rent through this account, it didn't even fucking exist. It didn't even fucking exist at the time that he was supposedly living with Ben. So when you have all of this just slapping you in the face, the writing is clearly on the wall. So Kyle's lawyer submitted a motion to withdraw. And
that's bad.
Yeah, and the motion was granted. Since that day, Kyle has not had a lawyer, has not shown up to the court hearings, is practically on the run at this point. So ever since then, he's been on the run. He's ghosted us. In fact, one of the rules of the court was that if you move, you need to update your address within the electronic court filing so that the court has records of your location so they can send you documents that you need for your case. And Kyle moved, did not update his records. We actually had to hire a private investigator to find where the fucker moved to. And even though he had a court order to update his address and to keep his address updated, the fucker literally tried to run from us by moving to, I guess, a new boyfriend's place or something. And we were like, wow, you fucking dick waffle. So the dude's been trying to ghost us, has been trying to run away from us, is basically not showing up to court, which is resulting in multiple warrants for his arrest now for failure to appear. I mean, he is working overtime to fuck his own life up. He's working overtime to lie about what actually happened to try and get away with actual fucking fraud. The stupid
if he keeps doing this, he's eventually going to get life in prison without parole or bail.
I don't know if he'll ever go that far. Quite frankly, if he gets like 5 years, I'll be happy. But when you look at this entire thing is over a YouTube channel.
It's dumb shit that a court shouldn't have to do anything over. This is supposed to be personal matters.
He's literally fucking his own life up over a YouTube channel. And you want to know the fucked up thing about it? This action is literally being applauded by a certain group of people. It doesn't matter whose life is actually ruined so long as Steve McRae gets slightly inconvenienced, because the ends will always justify the means.
Ends justify the means to people who are inferior to everyone else.
Yeah,
That's what
I look at them.
They're inferior.
Oh, I look at them as wholeheartedly inferior. They've always been inferior, and they forever will be inferior. When we're looking at this, it's stupid, it's silly, it's fucked up in every conceivable way. But this action by Kyle is literally being applauded. I shit you not. It is applauded that, yes, Kyle is ruining his own life. Yes, we should morally tell him to drop this fucking nonsense so that it's not as hard for him later on down the line. We should give him some actual good advice for once in our fucking life. But no, we're not going to do that, because it doesn't matter whose life gets ruined. It doesn't matter what laws are broken. It doesn't matter, because if Steve gets fucked over in some way, shape, or form at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
Because these idiots that want to back Kyle don't have any sense of morals whatsoever. All they care about is ruining something that they don't enjoy and forcing whatever they don't enjoy and the people behind it to never see the light of day again, whether it be through slight inconvenience all the way to straight up murder.
Well, here's what it came to. The funny thing is, before there was a court case, before Steve was cut out of non sequitur, before any of this, I warned Kyle about these people. I warned him. I said that they were going to set him down a path that he would regret.
And now he's on that path that he's about to regret.
Yeah, man, it's almost like I was right. It's almost like I was right. Imagine that.
They never set him on that path. They just cheered him along the way.
It's like, you know, I try to warn him. You know, you go down this path, you're going to fuck yourself. And that's exactly what's happening. He's fucking himself, and he still doesn't know when to quit. You know, he already has 2 warrants for his arrest. He has the DA on his ass. And eventually, if you keep fucking around, the DA will hire their own investigator to find your ass. That's what happens. So he can't run forever. He can try. He ain't gonna get fucking far. This shit's gonna haunt him for the rest of his life.
And he'll have no one but himself to blame in the end.
Exactly.
You know-
He'll have no one but himself to blame. And we're like, oh, just leave Kyle alone. Fuck you. Kyle needs to leave himself alone. Get out of your own way.
Because you are your own worst enemy.
Yeah, Kyle is his own worst enemy. He needs to get out of his own way. We're simply going through the legal process. The thing that we are refusing to do is give up on this. We are refusing to just wash our hands of it and walk away.
You can't
We
do
are
this to
not-
Kyle. It's illegal. He
We're
should
not
be able
gonna
to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, we're not going to wash our hands of this and walk away. We're not going to let him get away with fucking over not only the non sequitur fans, but basically destroying the entire show. When we get the show back, and we fucking will, it's going to take a lot to rebuild. We're going to have to work overtime to rebuild that show. But we will do it. We will do it. And it will be successful without Kyle. Because despite what Kyle was told, he was not 95% of the show, and he's going to have to deal with that fact when we get the show back. But I guess he won't actually have to deal with it because he won't be able to watch the show, being that I doubt they give you a laptop in jail.
I mean, they might give you a TV if you're on good behavior.
Maybe.
You can actually get these days. You can actually get tablets in the prisons, but likely you can't really browse the internet with them. So
I think
No,
I think
they-
like
I imagine that they very much restrict where you're going on the internet while you're in prison.
yeah,
I'm sure that we'll eventually get so big we'll license the show to TLC or something. I fucking doubt it, because apparently they'll accept anything. Hi, welcome to TLC, where we get families into new homes. Hi, I'm a stay-at-home mom and my husband breeds salamanders. Our budget $3.7 million.
I wish
I'm a
that.
stay-at-home
I
mom,
wish.
and my husband is Moist Critical, who's been collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards for the last 5 years. Our budget, 5 pennies. Deal with it.
You know,
I'm a professional pencil sharpener, and my wife walks dogs on the weekend. Her budget is $6.7 million.
you know,
Yeah.
I wish these characterizations were inaccurate.
That's your concern.
No,
Yeah,
no,
so-
I wish the way that they have portrayed the channel was inaccurate for TLC, because TLC actually used to have good shows on it, kind of like the History Channel used to. Now, look
Yeah,
at it.
now with the History Channel, you have lizard lick towing.
Oh God.
It's not
Nice historical education programs like this really.
It's like, hey, I have this very rare artifact from ancient Egypt that's made of solid gold. Best I can offer is $12, man.
Oh no. You don't disgrace history like that.
Yes, it's like I literally have the key to the front door of Atlantis. The best I can offer you is $2.99 and a coupon to McDonald's.
Don't forget the half-eaten glazed donut.
It's here's my thing.
The pre-owned glizzy.
We are not doing anything that's out of the ordinary. And when I say that they were going to set Kyle down a path he did not want to go to, I was fucking right, because I was just stating the obvious. The legal process was firmly on our side. The only reason the motherfucker even thought that he had a fighting chance against us was because he wasn't initially caught on his forgeries. That is the only reason he thought he had a fighting chance. That was the only reason he thought he had a fucking leg up on this. In fact, Jared, you have the ability to screen share on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an old tweet of mine.
Okay.
So let me do this real quick. I do not like chiclet keys, but they work for me. There it is. Okay, Jared, I am sending you the tweet right now. Go ahead and show that on screen.
Hey, I got a couple notifications.
This guy was literally so full of himself, and then he shut the fuck up after this tweet was made. So, Jared, can you please do me a favor and read the screenshot?
Oh, the screenshot itself here from the infamous Kyle Curtis. Yawn. Knowledge of a lawsuit doesn't equal proper service, Muppet. Also, the filing is late, and it can be proven by your sugar daddy's words that this was in your possession when you filed your responses. So a motion to strike is all that's needed. I expected more from your secret evidence.
Can you please read my tweet?
We're sorry ECF number 35 wasn't to your satisfaction. We hope that exposing your fraudulent/forged submissions to the court in ECF number 38, 39, and 40 are more to your liking. Tweeted from the Burger King drive-thru.
Let's just say after that tweet was made, the motherfucker shut up and never came back to Twitter. Oh, I expected more from your secret evidence.
Gone, or did he just private his profile and forget it?
No, he didn't private his account. He just never came back.
Oh, so he hasn't made a tweet since.
Correct.
Not even replied to anything?
Nope.
Only statements he's made now is like going on Unirock shows and making comments.
Yep, exactly. But he was like, I expected more from your secret evidence, and then we dropped the fucking nuke of him submitting forged documents to the court. And we're like, oh, is that more to your liking, you piece of shit? Turns out it was. Basically one of those, oh, you wanted to play this fucking game? Okay, fine, we can fucking do this. And boom, there you go. So, submitted forged documents to the court, and he fucking lied during his deposition. Now he's playing hooky on fucking court dates, and all this starting from a conversation where he did not fucking listen to me, where I said, you're going to go down this path and you will regret it, and it turns out I was right. Imagine that.
Well, I'll be damned. MR
Still totally fucking absurd just hearing it all over again.
Oh, it's fucking stupid.
The worst thing that could have happened initially at all of this is that, you know, he defaults on a judgment, and he's got the financial liability hanging around his neck. It was the worst possible thing.
And then
no, he's got to fucking escalate it up to fucking criminal matters by submitting it's a level of stupidity I'm not normally used to, and I work in fucking HR.
Yeah, and let's see. I also decided to click on his, like, Steve drove that channel into the ground. Why hasn't he made just as good of a show in the last 2 years? What's to stop any of you? He also took all the patrons. Here's the thing, Big Digits. Even if he were to make a new show, that doesn't mean that his contract with Kyle is null and void, as what LRJ88 just said. But also, why the fuck should he? Why the fuck should he make a new channel when he already has one? You may not understand this, but Steve is actually the owner of Non Sequitur. We own that show. We own all the assets of that show. We own all the episodes that is on that channel, and we want our fucking shit back.
But Reds, this is one of those things where when people are trying to go for that shit, they are essentially going for the whole, oh yeah, but why don't they start a new show? And why doesn't this happen? And then going on with, it's just a channel. If it's just a channel, why doesn't, in that case, Kyle hand it over? If it's just the show there, that's all about, why is there so much bitching from Kyle's side? Why is it that people tend to forget the contract part of it? Why is it that people tend to forget that there's actually quite a lot of money in this too, from the shit that Steve was supposed to have in perpetuity with the 50-50 agreement?
Yep.
There are
And
so many
also,
more
and
things
this is
there than
and this is
just
the
the
biggest
cap
reason.
itself.
And here's the biggest reason why we don't. Because we don't fucking want to. We want our channel back. We want our show back. We want all of our assets back.
Well,
And that's the thing. It's not we're not going to succumb to Kyle's bullshittery by being forced to make another channel and do another show or anything like that. We want our shit back. Why? Because we just do. And if people don't understand that, well, I'm sorry, but it's not for you to understand.
Well, here's something else to think about. It's not just the channel itself. There are ancillaries. There was a brand created. There are other assets that are not YouTube that are part of all of this. Now, hey, Big Digits, quick question for you. You work for a year doing a job. Don't you want to get the money that you're owed for that time you worked?
And also, why would we water down our own brand by making a cheap copy of our own fucking show? You know, there's a big piece of this missing from people's minds, and that is the principle of all of it. Steve wants his own channel back on principle, and come hell or high water, he is going to get it.
Aside from the principle aspect, let's stick with my question there. In order to know what was actually owed to Steve, we need the access to all of those accounts so an actual accountant can go through everything and actually get to the bottom of what happened, how it was handled, how much was owed, and where the liabilities are.
Yeah, we need to see the books. That's one of the big things that we have yet to get from Kyle. That's one of the items that we are demanding from Kyle is the books, the actual financials. The only thing we got from him were hearsay summaries where he tried to make the claim that the show was $16,000 in debt somehow.
Because of a self-contracting, which is actually not exactly a legal course of action you can take as a business owner like that without prior agreements and other notification being in place.
Bro, that ship is bright.
And yeah, there is a lot to unpack from the background side of how the show was being run as a business and a brand that need to be gone through. That is the primary reason for actually regaining access, is to get a grasp of how is everything going, how was it all fucked up, and then cleaning it up and then going from there.
Mm-hmm. And it's literally a thing where it's like, and just a thing. It's like, oh my God, you can't force anyone to do anything. A strong gust of wind would blow you over. Yeah, fucking funny.
Sure.
Here's the thing: I don't need to do shit. The law's going to do the work for me. That's the thing people don't understand. We're not doing this in the schoolyard way. We're literally going through legal channels. We're doing this properly with lawyers and shit. Apparently, people don't understand this.
And the valuation is not zero. There is value there that has to be determined, that even the court needs to know and need to see so they can complete out the judgment.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and by the way, it's actually a nice Ruger. I love it. I polish it every day. You know, it's very, very nice and shiny, heavy. good weight to it, nice grip, hoe grip and everything, fiber optic sight.
That's what she
it's
said.
Beautiful. And by the way, guys, it's really good. It actually makes your Burger King taste a lot better. And it'll be even tastier when a certain someone no longer has access to Burger King because hashtag no BK in prison.
Hey, it's nice and all that you're talking about your dick, Red, but like you don't need to talk about your 2-inch dick for so long. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's literally one of these things where it's like, listen, at first it was about the principle, and part of seeing Kyle punished is a matter of principle. 1, we're going to get our channel back. That's going to happen. 2, we're going to see the books. That's going to happen. We're also going to see Kyle punished. We're going to get our channel back. We're going to see the books. We're going to see Kyle punished. All of these things are a matter of principle and also a matter of financial duty.
And the punishment really has nothing to do with Kyle not giving the channel back, giving access. The punishment is from all the fucking forged documents he submitted to the fucking court.
Yeah, we didn't tell him to forge documents to the court. Fucking stupid. Listen, we didn't tell him to do any of this shit. He did this all to himself.
Our AC is kind of broken on the ship right now, so it's kind of hot.
That sounds typical for a gator freighter.
Yeah, like half of our AC plants are like out of refrigerant or some shit. I don't know.
And you're about to go across the Pacific. Have fun!
Oh boy!
We
You might
have the
want to
rudder
put that on the
repairs.
5988 before you leave dock.
Welcome, Furball.
Yeah, we have
Furball.
divers working
Hi.
basically 24/7 on our rudder right now, so it's kind of sus about us going to Japan right now.
Dude, I told you. I tried to tell you.
You'll be fine. They got really fucking long oars aboard.
What's the worst that could happen if our rudder fails?
Don't you dare say that.
You go straight for a long time while they work on it.
Or
It's the Pacific. You got weeks and weeks to fix.
hang on. There's another thing too. It depends. If it fails when they're in the middle of a course correction, then you're just doing a big circle.
Oh, well, that's okay too. You got plenty of time going in a circle.
But anyway, I'll go ahead and bring this this tale to an end, at least for now, because there's more to come. But essentially, it all comes down to this. Kyle literally thought that he would be able to get away with this fraud. We were not going to allow him to get away with this fraud. We were going to go through the proper channels to make sure that Kyle would be held accountable for his actions. All of the steps that we are taking, we are doing as a matter of principle. Originally, it was to get our shit back. Now it's to get our shit back and to hold Kyle accountable. And when Kyle is held accountable, it will be made all worth it. So I'm perfectly happy with the way things are going. And if Kyle wants to add more prison time to his ticket, that's entirely on him.
All right, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Oh, who the fuck is Kyle?
Kyle Curtis,
I like that
motherfucker who
question.
stole non sequitur from Steve.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. All right. So, sorry, I just didn't know. I knew about this drama. I just didn't know who exactly did it. So his name's Kyle.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, Kyle Curtis is the guy's name. So Kyle Curtis stole the channel from Steve, and we've been suing him over the last 2 years. And
I still remember when all that shit was going down, and I was in Hawaii on vacation trying to sneak away to watch all the drama. I was like, holy fuck!
Yeah, and
I was a
now
week
Kyle
away from
has a
having
few
my heart
warrants for his
attack.
arrest.
Which heart attack?
The first one.
As I said, it's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, and I work in HR.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. And,
now that
and you know what? It's definitely a shitty thing. You know, I wish this shit would come to an end. But like I said, if Kyle is more than happy to ruin his own life, then so be it. We're more than happy to continue following the legal process and there won't be a goddamn thing that he can do to stop it, no matter how much of a fucking tough guy he is on the fucking streets. He reports to say.
Yeah, I have my doubts there. But to get things rolling and to bring this evening to a close, because some of us actually have to work tomorrow.
Oh, gee, imagine that. Well,
imagine that. There are people who are able to actually gain and maintain proper employment.
Yeah, so anyway, I do want to say, just to bring it to a close, actually this time, thanks for allowing me to steamroll over it, but I hope that answers your question. And we will see where it goes. We are continuing to look for other legal options, and once he's in prison, we will be sure to inform you guys of the entire story. I plan on putting this all together one day in like a documentary style thing, once it's all said and done, that is. And basically it will show everything from start to finish.
Here's my question. In 5 years, when this becomes a movie, who plays Kyle?
I'm going to say Jim Carrey.
Oh my god.
I mean, you could go with Kevin Spacey.
That's what I was thinking.
You could you could show this from Kyle's perspective, where you just go out, find a dumpster, set it on fire, and just film it like it.
or you could just take the video from the office of the dude like fucking tossing a computer in the garbage and just put Kyle's face over it.
Yeah,
I want Ron Jeremy to play Steve.
I just need to find a few good people to play like the DA that's currently after him.
I can do that.
So
I think you'll want someone that'll actually be able to portray a lawyer fairly well.
I play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
All right. Well, we do have
that doesn't count.
We do have a quick game to play now that Furball's here before calling it a night.
Great.
What game?
Fuck. Does this game involve an early retirement for me?
No. Let's go ahead and bring that image up again.
All right.
I'm also gonna head off. So peace out, guys.
Later.
What did I miss?
Good luck with your shit.
Nah, thank you very much, man. It's been fun.
Yep, you too.
So, Jared, that's one bright ship.
Yeah. Man. Here, let's
Where
go
are you
ahead
at?
and do this. Sand Dog.
It's pretty bright.
Yeah, well, when they're in their home port, they can get away with doing that.
I mean, this one doesn't. Ours doesn't.
Some people want to show off. Some people have a ship actually worth showing off.
I mean, that ship
Moore's probably isn't in that state right now.
Or it's just overcompensation.
That too.
That ship actually, I think, has to stay lighted 24/7 though.
Why?
Which one is it?
The USNS Mercy.
Oh, hospital.
Oh.
Well, hospital ships have different requirements and different standards to go by.
I'm pretty sure they have to stay lit 24/7 though.
No, it's a safety issue.
What? So they don't get fired upon on accident?
More so that in case someone gets injured at docks, the hospital ship is already lit up as an indicator. Like, yeah, we got this sailor that's injured. Where can we take him? Oh, hey, that ship's lit up. Is that a hospital ship? Probably. Let's go look. That way they're not wasting as much time trying to find like a decent hospital.
It's pretty obvious that one's the hospital ship when it's the only one in the port painted bright white with hospital crosses all over it.
In which case, yeah, it's just an extra redundancy for injured people or people carrying in someone that's injured to waste less time.
Tech, are you back?
I know that they have certain rules about lighting and shit. I don't know.
Well, there are standards, and there are, like, especially on aircraft, there's a certain orientation and layout to the lights that will let you know whether or not it's a military or civilian aircraft.
Right.
And that's an international standard.
Yeah.
Right.
That was established, what, roughly 100 years ago? Or a little sooner?
It was a little sooner. It was like in the 30s, 40s, I think. Right, Jared?
Okay, but not too far off.
Sounds about right, yeah. It
Yeah,
was in the interwar period, if I remember right, because that's when aviation really started to take off. Oh, you found it. Okay. There we go.
Yeah. Since Eric seems to be away.
Oh.
So
we
Furball,
yeah,
we're
going, Jared.
Tech found this silhouette image and had it properly labeled.
Oh,
I get it. Hold on, let me find it.
Yep. And we decided to see how your education has been going.
Oh, is it a ship or is it a boat?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Here we
okay,
go.
I might be able to play this.
So, do we do random ships or do we do it in order?
So.
Are these all based on accurate size comparison or just shape?
No, they're just
No,
shape.
they're not accurate. So yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously,
Well,
since the fucking carriers in the bottom right corner are awfully small.
The battleships are pretty relative to the LSD on that picture. I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's just pick one at random. Let's just go ahead and do a few of them.
Put your cursor over it and I'll guess.
There you have one.
That I actually know what ship that is.
Well, you're ruining the game. The game is about me guessing if it's a ship or a boat. That is a ship.
What kind of ship?
That's not the game.
Keep in mind, Tasty, he's Army.
Yeah, let me show you pictures of tanks and ask you which one it is.
Oh, I'd win that.
Technically, that's a ship, but we call it a boat. For historical
he's not
purposes,
wrong.
it's a boat.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck! I just sat on one of the valves, and I was
That's a
trying to
ship.
not.
Go top left.
That's a boat.
That's.
Yeah, no, that he was right.
That's a ship. That's a ship.
Now,
The one to the right of it's a boat.
Yes. So
I remember the rules.
Hang on. So for those who are wondering what those first two that I directed them towards were, those are actually fast combat boats.
Wait,
those
really?
are.
Let me see.
Those are the riverine boats. Yeah.
But
The two we're
so the
looking
top
at-
left one is a ship, though, isn't
But
it?
top left is a ship. The one to the right is a boat. That's one of the small surface combatants. That's a fast
That's
boat.
a Swick boat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so is one. I think it's 3 silhouettes to the right from that one. Nope.
Yep.
Past it. Back one.
one. Yep.
That one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's another fast patrol boat.
Zoom out, Leon. Zoom out. Real quick. All right. So like from the bottom, 3 up, 3 to the right. Yeah, that one.
Shit.
Is that a boat or a ship?
All right, you gotta get closer. I don't know which one you're talking about yet.
I'm trying to zoom in here, but it fucking changes every time I try to zoom.
That one.
I'm gonna call that a ship because it looks like it has a platform on the back to launch other things.
That is an LSD.
Yep. Scroll down. Just one row. Straight down. Now, hang on.
I know what that is.
That's what I was going to ask. What class of ship is it?
If he gets it wrong, can I say it?
I don't know the classes of ships. It is going to be wrong.
Oh, this one has been in the news a lot because of numbers they want to reach.
Is this like the Fitzgerald?
Nope. Well, it's. I believe the Fitzgerald is one of this class, but that is not the name of the class. I'll give you a hint. It's named after an admiral.
Akbar.
Is that a Perry?
That's a trap.
No, not a Perry. Bigger.
Not Eisenhower.
No, Eisenhower was an aircraft carrier from the Nimitz class.
It's still an aircraft carrier from a Nimitz class, so it's not going to be retired until 2029.
So they say.
That's going to get extended to 2034. Just watch.
Or the
I
other
believe
direction
that
because they broke
extension
something.
is for the Gerald R4 upgrade.
Yep. So, anyone else want to take a guess?
That is an Arleigh Burke class destroyer.
One of the most numerous ships in the fleet.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was just
how you can tell?
just standing on the deck of the newest Arleigh Burke class destroyer.
There is a Perry on the silhouette chart, but it's the top row, third from the right.
All right, so I can actually tell you how I can distinguish this is a Arleigh Burke.
Yep.
So, Leon, go to the back of it, like the top of the back. And that is a Flight 1, if I am not mistaken, based off the size.
That one, yes, that is a Flight 1.
I can tell because the flight deck does not have a hangar for the helicopters to be repaired in. It has 3 superstructures, 2 of which are the exhaust and intakes for the engines, and it has the normal superstructure. Right?
Yep.
That's what gives it away.
Now, hang
And then the
on.
one
Hang on. There's another... So that was that one. Oh, they got 2 of them on there.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Let me share. Let me see if I can share.
Where's...
Maybe.
I saw it on there. There's another one I'm...
Go. Share now.
Eric has one put up.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yes, that is the flight deck and hangar area that is not present on the Flight 1 Arleigh Burke.
This would be the most recent Arleigh Burke that has not put to sea yet.
My friend's actually on that.
I was on it a month ago.
Hey, I actually saw him in the picture.
Well, we can check this out later.
Okay, hang on.
No, he's the really fucking tall guy.
Hang on.
He's the guy wearing the hat.
Yeah. And the mask.
That's the other Burke.
It's interesting seeing Arleigh Burkes in pieces.
Oh, yeah, the modular construction. Yeah.
In literal pieces.
Okay, obviously not the bottom row. Second row up, second in from the left.
Okay, I actually have a question for BM Furball.
Yes.
What does the acronym LSD stand for?
I'm in the Army. Lots of sucking dick.
Wow.
All right, well, okay, he's not wrong, but Jared, do you know what it stands for?
I'm waiting to see who else wants to take a stab at it before I tell you.
I know, so
I want to guess. Okay, I'm also in the Army, and I don't know shit for jack about ships, but I'm going to guess light service destroyer.
Nope.
All right. So, we're a Gator freighter. We transport Marines. That's the only hint I'm going to give you guys. And we work with LCACs.
I don't want to know about the kind of cacks that you work with.
LCACs are
Landing
pretty
ship
fucking
docks.
cool.
Landing
Yes.
ship docks.
There you go.
Sitting on that dock.
And it is a class that is about to be completely decommissioned.
The LSD?
Anchorage,
Yeah.
the Anchorage class dock landing ship.
Yeah,
They're finally getting rid of LSD.
Yeah, they're finally getting rid of LSD in favor of LHA and... Oh, God,
All
what was
right.
the...
So, I do have an argument to keep for the LSD platform, though.
I'd like
We
to
can
point
start
out
with
your
the-
relative hierarchy within the entire Navy, and you're probably not going to win this argument.
No, I'm just saying, but I'd argue for the LSD being it's a unique class because it has no offensive weapons. We do not have any offensive weapons, so that's kind of shit. But our goal is to surge a beach with Marines. We can hold either 4 or 5 LCACs in our fucking well deck, which is a deck that literally sinks below the water, and we can just launch a shit ton of LCACs and about 1,000 Marines pretty fucking fast.
It was all fun and games until the bugs came.
Also, do you remember reading about that, that marine transporting thing, like the ones that they used in World War II that like recently sank or whatever, where it just like went off the back of the LSD and just fucking sank?
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, that was off the back of my ship. That is why they cannot do training exercises with LCUs or whatever the fuck they're called.
Nice.
Don't worry. Soldiers are just as dumb as sailors, and we do stupid shit that gets us killed.
Yep.
No,
You remember
like,
hearing about those that one chief officer with his like 10 or 11 Joes that decided to get drunk on a FTX by using antifreeze?
That's creative and also extremely dumb.
Yeah, well,
Anything that killed my
you
dog.
didn't hear of that. Okay, I guess it must just been local news to Fort Bliss. Well, yeah, that happened. And I think they all went to poison control.
Did they all go to NJP too?
I have no idea.
Well, then at some point, yes. So, last one for the night before we call it end to the show. What say you, Furball?
I'm gonna guess that's a boat. But
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's a boat.
What?
The one that's on screen?
You're trying to say something, Tasty?
Yeah, which one? Whose screen?
The
Leon's.
only screen sharing.
Mine. The big motherfucking boat thingy image. Delio.
Doohickey.
Oh,
Ah, shit.
My jobber.
that is a boat.
Is it a boat or is it a ship, Jared?
That is a boat.
Okay. I remember the rules.
What are the rules for it being a boat or a ship?
If it's launched from something else, it's a boat. If it launches it by itself from shore, it's a ship.
Does that make
Here's one
LCAC a ship?
What's that?
Would an LCAC be a ship or a boat then?
Does an LCAC launch from another vessel?
Yes, but it can also launch from the shore.
No. What does an LCAC launch from?
The beach.
Is
Or-
the beach a vessel?
Or an LHD or LSD.
So, this is a genuine question. Would that be considered
Yeah.
a ship? Because
So
That's okay.
the LCAC would be
It's a
termed a boat because it is a child asset, and you also have the other bit of the size of the vessel. So, like,
LCACs are fucking big, though.
well,
Yeah,
no,
but they
this
can't-
is
they're
is
not
fucking
really.
big.
They don't really do. They can't really do like long voyages. That's
they're
the
not
issue. They have to-
they're not
yeah.
self-sufficient. So, like,
It's actually
There's actually a new class of ship, or like, where there's only 5 of them right now, and the ship just got commissioned like a couple piers down from us, called like I don't know, but it's like an expeditionary mobile base or something like that.
yeah, we're always doing. Now,
preferable.
Yes.
With all those other ones, What would this be classified as?
That would definitely be a boat.
It's a space boat. No.
Space boat.
No. It's a space dinghy.
What's the difference between a boat and a dinghy?
Size. Dinghies can hold one, maybe two people at most.
Are those the ones that like open the fence for us whenever we go out? Would that be a dinghy?
That's a tug. Which
I'll show you a tug.
Tug is short for tug. See, I knew you were working on that Marilyn Manson stretch.
What does tug stand for?
It's short for tugboat.
Jared. Oh yeah. I thought you said it stood for something.
No, it was short for something. It's the shorthand of tugboat, which that's what they use to get.
Like, we have these little, like, one-person boats that, like, open the fence whenever we're going out to sea. I don't know. So that would be a dinghy, right?
Probably. I'd have to see which ones you're talking about.
They're really fucking tiny. They're smaller than the boats that patrol the harbor.
Which, those are ribs.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Ribbed for your pleasure.
If you're really good, you can put your dinghy into her rib. Not everybody can pull that off, though.
That's kind of hot. Mentioning ribs, one of those is fucking flying into the harbor right now.
Why are you talking about my weekend last week?
What?
What was his name?
Francine. I know you've met her.
Oh yeah. Did you guys hear that they're decommissioning 4 of the early LCS models?
Yeah, because they're crap.
Well,
they were
LCS's...
They were intended. It was the Trimaran design. It was designed for one mission profile that never came to fruition, and they've had issues with actually arming them with reasonable and effective weapon systems.
All right, so.
Oh God, what did Leon give us now?
All right, so an LCS is just a modular frigate. Changed my mind.
No, it's a smaller frigate. It's smaller than what the Perrys were, and those were
it's modular.
Any ship is modular at this point. You can. So that whole thing is, to me, a bullshit selling point that you would hear from a used car salesman. Can it actually do the job? The Trimaran hull version of the LCS, no it fucking couldn't. The other version barely could do the job, which is why those are sticking around until we have an actual frigate to replace it. Which is probably going to be built in Wisconsin, the way things are looking right now.
Wait, are they doing what are they building right now? Another frigate? They're bringing back the frigates?
They're bringing back the frigates because that's what the LCS class was actually intended to replace. It was supposed to let the frigate style of mission profile reach even closer to the shoreline, and it failed. It was not able to actually meet its objectives. So
LCSs, though?
Yes.
They're fast as shit.
What?
They're fast.
Yeah. But they can't shoot worth a damn. What good? What good is that speed and maneuverability if you can't shoot?
All right. So can I make a point? At least their weapons work better than the Zumwalt class.
Yeah, because they have actual ammunition for the systems that they were able to do, and that's why the Zumwalt's going out is because they realized, okay, no, we can't put the 5-inch Navy gun into these mounts that were designed for a railgun. That's never going to happen now.
So what are they going to do with them? Are they just going to decommission them immediately, or are they just going to keep them in the fleet just because?
They are going to continue to try to adapt them, but they are not building any newer Zumwalts. But they are, if they cannot arm them, they will become purely test platforms.
So, like, they'll just decommission ships, but they'll put new technology on it every now and then as a test platform.
And until the operating costs exceed maintenance costs, and Well, no. Until maintenance cost exceeds operational cost, then they'll decommission it.
Which probably won't be too long.
I give it 10 years tops.
It's completely new technology that they're not trying to like, you know what I mean? They're not really doing anything to support it at this point. So it's
Well, yeah, they have
only
one gun
going-
system on it that doesn't have any ammunition for it, so that's useful.
Yeah.
Then they have
Does it arrive on Tuesday?
no, it's not arriving at all.
Yeah, the manufacturer of the ammunition, haven't they gone out of business now? I know that they stopped manufacturing it because they canceled all the orders because it was what, $1 million a round or something?
And wasn't
or more?
Do you know how much the defense budget is?
Oh, okay, we're looking at.
I've spent almost that much
Furball.
to fly around the planet.
Okay, Furball, think about it this way. How long would the howitzer stay around if one round was a 7-digit price tag?
Okay.
Which howitzer? The Paladin?
Whenever it had a projected original cost of $40,000.
The howitzer gun platform in general, if one round was $1 million or more, how long would that weapon system have stayed around?
I've only got one response to that, Jared.
His job was pull string, go boom.
This is why I brought that up, because I know your familiarity with it.
I've got several of them over there. They are not $1 million each.
No, but that's the thing is, when you have a weapon system like that, the price per round of the ammunition needs to make sense that you can have a fuck ton of them available for when you need them.
Yeah. There was talk about like looking at adapting that type of ammunition for the one on the Zumwalt, but it was cost prohibitive. So, but the thing is, there is actually no ammunition for it. The existing manufacturer isn't the whole procurement was canceled. There's no compatible ammunition in existence for this gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really good planning on the side of the Navy.
Oh yes, it was awesome. So yeah.
What they should have done is made it in a 5-inch form factor so they could at least retrofit 5-inch shells to it.
No, that's what they were looking at. They were looking at, can we replace this gun system with just a modification of the 5-inch system that's on the Tychos and the Arleigh Burke, and they couldn't. Because of the housing, they could not retrofit the standard 5-inch gun into it.
You can't even just lift out the entire fucking turret system and replace it? Why wouldn't you make it modular enough to just lift it out?
Well, yeah, they're not like the other. It's the whole Zumwalt design. Just it doesn't lend itself to that. I mean, it'd be great, but yeah. Now they do have two 30 millimeter guns. They do have ammunition for those, and of course they have the missile systems, which they.
Yeah, but its primary system, huh?
What is the Zumwalt?
Also,
it's supposed to be a destroyer, but it's
a stealth destroyer, basically.
Yeah.
Wait, is it this?
It's the one with the weird looking superstructure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Zumwalt.
Yeah,
actually a giant fucking pyramid for stealth. Yes. Nothing says stealth like a 50-foot pyramid.
At what point is Ra gonna come down from space in his ship and like dock with it?
Ra is dead. It would be Ball.
The concept
of those
shapes,
it's not visibly stealth. It's radar stealth.
Yeah, it's radar stealth. Between the material and also the shape of it, instead of reflecting it back towards the origination point, it's meant to deflect it away.
It's basically the ship version of an F-117.
Is this on the flat Earth or on the round Earth?
Yes.
Yes.
Cal, check your DMs real quick. I just sent you a different picture of the Zumwalt.
Yeah. Like I said, nothing spells stealth like a gigantic ass pyramid made of steel.
If they wanted some other way to honor Admiral Zumwalt, they should have just brought beards back. So.
The Zumwalt class has some real potential, though. But their $40,000 shells cost $1 million.
Well, I mean,
well, they would
really
if anybody was making them.
If you really want to say fuck you, not anyone else, just fuck you. That's a way to do it.
You in particular. I'm gonna send one round to you, and guess what? It's gonna cost me a cool $1 million, and I don't care. Fire.
The U.S. defense budget knows no honor.
Oh, it doesn't. Trust me, I know it doesn't.
We just left dry dock.
We just toss enough money at the end. Just toss enough money into the boiling pot. Eventually, all of your problems will disappear.
Hey, Jared, I have a proposal. Have BM Furball identify deck fittings.
No, I don't even know what deck fittings are.
No.
That's just cruel and unusual punishment.
That's just flexing your narrow little window of the world.
Now,
I'm saying
if you want to
I'm
challenge,
going to start quizzing you on 18 USC and which crimes are to which code.
No, so Tasty, if you really want to challenge someone like that and get a laugh out of it, find a Marine, because Marines are supposed to know that.
Oh,
if you can wrestle their crayons away from them.
Don't do that to us army grunts. Do it to the crayon eaters.
Don't ask them questions. It's very unfair.
Hey, Furball, what are you doing? Warrant things where you just kind of disappear from your office all day and
I
never show up?
fucking wish. I was at the office until 7 o'clock on Friday. I fucking wish.
Rip, we got released at 3.
All right. So
fuck you. Just fuck you so much. But I am trying to figure out my retirement plan, so eat a dick.
I'm only on my second enlistment, so.
All right, I got a question. Is it true that warrant officers have 2 covers and they leave one on their desk at all times so people think they're there?
I don't know. I don't wear a uniform.
I
had to wear a uniform 2 weeks ago for a change of command, and it took me 45 minutes to find my cover. And I'm not kidding.
Wait. Which uniform?
Just standard dress.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the blues.
Wait.
Okay.
No. Just my regular beat.
It will be to
That's
you.
how old I am.
So
the daily.
Hang on. Furball.
I didn't know where my PC was.
Furball.
Yeah.
Were the name tapes right this time?
Somebody fill me in on the joke.
So long ago, in 2006, in Iraq, when I went to the promotion board. So if you have a chance to go to the promotion board, do it in a combat zone, because then you don't have to go in dress uniform. You can go in your regular daily uniform. And the uniform at the time, everything was fucking Velcroed on.
Oh, it still is.
It is, but you can sew it on.
Yeah.
At the time, it was just Velcro was the only option. And I went in and did my promotion board, Sergeant Major, and then like 4 E7s. I went in with, one side says U.S. Army and one side says your last name. I went in with them backwards.
Oh, God. Oh, that's some basic training bullshit mistake. Oh,
yeah,
no.
But you want to know how many people noticed? The junior E7, not even the sergeant major noticed. When I walked out, the junior E7 points it out to them, and they're like, oh, fuck, I didn't notice. If I didn't notice, I can't really dock him.
Oh, the sergeant major went, oh, I didn't see it, so whatever. If I didn't see it, then that's on me, not on him.
Yeah. Again,
I failed as a senior NCO.
Not a traditional organization that I'm in. Like I said, I put on my uniform 2 weeks ago for the first time in 2 years, and I couldn't find my cover. It took me 45 minutes to find it.
Oh, Furball, what about the time you went to a formation and, yeah, supposed to be army and name?
Eat a dick, Jared. Eat a dick. Eat a dick, Jared.
You forgot your name tapes, didn't you?
No,
I was Furman and Furman.
He had, exactly, he had both names.
Hey, so you're in the Furman army and you also named Furman, huh? Must be one of a kind.
Again, that was the time I was wearing a uniform the first time in a year and a half because I was being forced to go to a change of command.
Hey,
God, how long was it?
This one dude I saw on base a couple weeks ago, where he had both his patches, like, so the Navy only has 2 patches and that's your shoulder ones. He had them both on the wrong side and upside down.
Oh my God. Please tell me his flag was not upside down.
It was.
Well,
oh my fucking God.
Well, that guy did do it right because he was definitely in distress once someone noticed. But any parting shots before I push some buttons?
Go Army, beat Navy.
For once
Go
in
Navy.
a decade.
Go Navy, beat Army.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Says the one-
you guys are surrounded right now.
Yeah, we're the only ones still on active
My phone
duty.
is at 1%. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Later.
Again, take it, Tasty.
I just noticed.
Hey, Cal, are you still in? You said you're down at Hood?
No, I'm at Bliss. Fuck
Oh, you're at Bliss. Oh, wow. You're way out there by El Paso. Nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm about to head out to Stewart. I'm gonna be there by November.
Oh, God.
Nice.
It's
All right.
so hot and muggy down there.
Oh, God. It's been that way this way, too.
Yeah.
But with that, everyone out there in the public, you be safe out there, and we'll see you next weekend.
Peace.